What are you, like, holding the world up? I don't...
This is us
Atlas.
shrugging.
Yeah. But why? Why the shrug?
What do we do?
Yeah, what do we do?
People come to expect this pose as
Yeah.
part of our brand.
Yeah.
Hey!
My brand.
Oh,
That's almost a year.
Oh.
2 years.
Pugajutsu is Lydian.
Ooh.
Yes!
Ooh.
Get on in here,
Aw,
buddy!
you got pook.
Get on in here. And Aragorn just straight up shouts bangs.
Hey.
She bangs. She bangs.
You think I could?
Can't wait till y'all have bangs.
Bangs. They're just thrown out.
Nice. Now do the whole
Thank
session
you,
like that,
Creedy.
Kate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just the one.
Just
the one, like,
one
burp.
bang.
Nice.
And Christopher's there. Oh, the hype train has started.
Thank you,
Ooh,
folks.
Christopher is...
Oh.
Baylor.
Creaty, thank you very much for continuing your gifts.
Thank you, Ash.
Wow, we're out there. Excuse me.
Before Appam.
Kung Fu Fenris. Holy fuck.
I got a gift sub, thank you.
God damn.
Yeah, Liz and Scott both
Oh
put
my
subs to my chat.
gosh.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Well, this way we're supporting you. Hang on.
Navarp is Fiona.
No, Aragorn's supporting.
Why? What?
Your house, Varric.
House of Varric. The house that you earned?
Oh, well, you know.
Scott, you also became nobility. As
I couldn't even see it. I'm like, what did I become?
Kung Fu Fenris, I also can never have bangs again.
I don't know if we should actually high five. I don't think.
Well, we're in the same house. We should be.
Park and
excited
seal
about
scan.
Yeah, but Liz, that's like. Never mind. I was gonna say that's like both of us getting into Slytherin, but like obviously that's great too. So never mind.
that. Ah, gotcha.
Methodiel has become nobility as well.
Hey!
Yay!
You did get some good hits with that blast. It was like Russian Slytherin. Yeah.
Yeah, Russian, unseelie
So,
Russian. Oh boy.
fuck it.
I cannot wait.
What are we fucking? It?
Yep.
Oh,
Why are we fucking it today?
we
I forgot what I was
understand
trying to
patterns,
say.
but we can never give a vow of love to another.
3D Chameleon, what microphone did you just buy? The K-Wall is Dougal. Appropriate for today. Juice is also hosting us.
Oof.
Thank
Don't
you.
fuck clowns from outer space.
You know what? Great advice.
Neat King B, well done. Well done. We have too many microphones in this apartment. We have a lot of goddamn microphones. And a lot of them are owned by Road.
Hey, thanks, Neon Deflector.
And thanks, Road. And thank you, Neon.
Neon Deflector, the lucky thing,
Oh, we
I
look
think all of us have actually done a certain amount of care maintenance.
Obsidian heart.
Obsidian.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you so much.
Yeah, actually,
Everybody's going nuts.
Scott, your hair's looking good. Have you quarantine trimmed it, or?
I haven't actually. It's just like the
Perfect.
very long, yes, and the very long sides have tucked neatly behind my ears. You can't tell.
But you were also one of the fortunate ones. You got a haircut like in the week before we went on lockdown.
Yeah, it's like I knew that something was coming.
It's like you caused it.
So if you're only counting dedicated microphones in this apartment currently, there are 4 wireless, 1 here, 1 there, 1. I think we have 7.
Wow.
Um,
Oh, wow.
And 5 of those are being used every week.
Yeah. 7, and those are all 7 microphones of at least a Blue Yeti grade.
We also have 5 computers being used every week.
No.
Wait a minute. 1,
Player
2,
game.
3,
Yeah.
4,
Yeah,
5.
but
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that.
0.
Working from home.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, I'm not counting integrated. Integrated.
Oh my god, it's unexpected.
I thought she meant
Unexpected.
like who anticipates that
unexpected.
they will be.
I don't think that's how that.
Hmm.
You know
That
what?
hype train. Holy shit, that hype train's still going.
Thank
Wow.
you for the gifted sub.
Guys!
Alive again.
Choo choo.
Shoot.
Thank you all
Button.
It's
so
good to
much.
see you, Unexpected.
Thank you.
To
I see everybody. This seems like a lot of people.
This is a good one to be at, I think.
Yeah, I think things are gonna happen. Or they won't happen. Or they'll almost
They're
happen.
not relying on me for things.
Missouri, I
Will Braun
Everyone
die a
is
third
going
time?
to die.
La petite mort.
Sizer and I can go and get more shawarma, I guess.
We are going to die.
Yikes.
That gift.
How's your kombucha?
It's great.
Good.
Thank you for asking.
You're very welcome. Oh my god, by my hand. Oh my god.
Shit.
Well, if it's by your hand, Ash, then you know.
Yeah, it's great. I
Good.
That's just fine by me. You know who else is in the chat? Somebody who's already dropped a sub bomb on all of us. We might as well highlight She Who Knows 10,000 Things. Erwin is here. Ongani, 11 months, yeah. 11 months, and that's 100%. That hype train has left the fucking station at level 5.
Did we do it?
Yeah, we did it.
We did it!
Bust out the
We did it, Reddit.
Oh, manga. Yeah, we did it. By my foot and my axe.
I mean, like, I know that you can up the like difficulty of achieving the hype train, and you get different emotes as a result. But like, honestly, oh yeah, you can throw that.
Oh, I have those too
John
now.
Pog.
It's true.
Yeah, you do.
Coming up.
You do. That is Ash's like rapid fire response. Finding that during an RPG clinic.
Yeah.
It's
Liz is just going nuts with you.
absolutely
Sure, why not?
brilliant. Brilliant.
Folks, it's a special day today. It's a special day for more than one reason, but like there's a very specific thing that we're gonna have to call out here, because I'm gonna have to ask right now, which of you is spending experience? So that's 3, 2, 1, go. So just you.
Okay.
I did something I said I would never ever do. I broke a promise. I lied.
Oathbreaker. Sorry.
I bought a second dot of charisma.
Daltane, show us your dick. Okay, sorry.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Dear God.
You want to repeat that?
Yeah, please.
Which of us?
Not me.
Because I had been doing the socialing and had maybe not entirely been sucking, so better at the socialing. Ta-da! It was that or empathy, and I was like, nah.
Just was getting too personable.
Yeah, that's nah.
Time to make a change. Yay!
Patches is getting too personal. Let me know if that's better. Okay, well, there it is, better.
Thank you for
Instant
the fast response. That's okay, Neon.
I'm
So
not-
you guys can
Entropy,
act any
Entropy
better.
would be proud, I guess.
Why?
Alzul mentions Entropy would be proud. Entropy really liked people being, you know, smooth.
Oh, okay. And like maybe
Unpredictable.
going against the grain a bit, you know.
I was figuring, it's been 120 episodes of her hanging around with Sophia. She probably has like sort of figured out a quarter of what Sophia does. So.
Oh, I got Hyperpunk.
Choo. Choo.
That sounds fun.
17 subs.
Wow.
2,000
Thank you all
bits.
so much.
So cool.
By the by, this is so wonderful.
It's pretty.
Cool.
It's pretty rocking.
Oh, I love that emote, Pook.
I got a punchy.
Oh, Alzul, very nice.
Oh,
Apparently,
boy.
still watching Exalt Twitch. Where are you, Exalt Twitch? Because there are things that can potentially.
Yeah, there are
be-
things we need to talk about.
How do I know
Like-
what I unlocked?
Should be separate, I think.
You unlock, Liz. I think you unlocked Hypepunk, but I'm not sure.
Scroll down to
I'm
unlock.
not
at the
sure
top.
whether everyone who was
Oh.
present did. It might only be people who, like,
Actually, game.
Who actually did something?
Big
That's
thing.
fair.
yeah.
This is
Other than
fair.
just
I'm like,
receiving.
where's my present? Oh my God. Ooh, 17. Wait. Oh, you're getting into my favorite group of 5 episodes.
Oh, you're at 17?
17.
Okay, let us know.
Yep.
Let us know when it happens. You'll know.
I don't remember. Honestly, I should probably know, but I definitely don't.
Three-Face Shadow just got pulled from the torture water pool. Oh?
Oh, yeah.
I sort of remember that.
We're at 62 sub points. I forget how many sub points you need to get for another emote unlock. I think it's like
50?
Well, no, we've got
That's still
that.
one of my favorite pieces of like bonus content that John
I
wrote.
don't know.
Is the one around that episode.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, if you haven't read that bonus content, you really should. It's on the website.
So good.
That's rpgclinic.com.
Recently updated to be a little less garbage on mobile.
That's true.
Ooh.
That is true. RPG Clinic has undergone a little bit of updating, and also I've committed to starting to update the NPC pages because they're kind of out of date. And well, you know, that should be on me. So, but yeah, Elza, definitely see if you can read the bonus content if you haven't already on the RPG Clinic things. Specifically, there is a bonus content that relates to Three Fates Shadow, which she's in that water tank. The Jork scene.
That was iconic. And did it happen in game or was
It's
that
at the very
Hey,
end.
thank you.
Hey! Thanks, Mangani. Tipped your hand, but beautiful. We loved it all the same. Yeah. Cheer.
Yeah, social engineering would be a valid skill point usage.
Thank you, Mangani. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
So you have bought charisma. Congratulations.
Thank
Charisma may become important because of what happened last session. You guys want to fill us in? And we've been doing a lot of hype stuff, so let's try to keep it under 10 minutes.
Well, in the aftermath of the gala,
The gala.
we all went back to the Grand Best Inn, where Patches got to speak with Cog about his meeting with the Queen.
Yeah, she did a lot of advising of Cog and the Queen about their relationship and what they should do. Ultimately, concluding that the two of them should talk, and if they were both interested in trying to make it work, know that it's going to be hard, but go for it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I think there was a big sort of tumult early on. Hullabaloo early on in the episode as a
Kerfuffle.
Mhm.
oh, very good. As an Arcadian she sort of made her presence known.
Appearance 7.
Yes. She was confronting Zeron, or they were having a stare down. She introduces herself as the Countess Neale of Apducal.
Yeah.
Someone please help
From the
me.
Kingdom of Apples. Apples.
County of the Twisted Rose or something? Did I write? I'm just
Yeah, County of the Gnarled Rose.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Don't take many notes.
But when I do, Patches, though, if I may, Patches, you really stepped up to the plate and diplomated the hell out of her.
Diplomacy.
Yeah,
Diplomatized it.
Patches swept in and was like, "Oh, hi, you seem important. I should give you a tour. Here's a tour. You seem interested in technical stuff. Excellent. Then I can actually give you an interesting tour. Let's do an interesting tour and not talk about whatever you were fighting with my friend about. La la la." And it worked.
And Sophia and Brahm asked Zeron what the F was going on, and Zeron revealed that he was being politically married off to Countess Neale. This was being arranged between Duke Granville and House Dougal. Am I missing something?
No. Her uncle, Duke Granville of House Fiona, was helping to make this arrangement. The idea being to get Dougal and Fiona kind of re-solidified in terms of their alliance, just given that there was some friction surrounding the succession of the throne. You all remember.
Smith.
This, of course, is not bueno for us in the sense that would mean Sir Zeron would be leaving to live in the Kingdom of Apples, which we're all pretty sad about. We're all pretty broken up about it.
Those who know about it.
Yes, those who know exactly what's going on.
Sophia, in reaction to this, went off to her meeting.
Yeah, Sophia needed to take some time, so she went off to speak to Lanta, the Knocker, who is doing some great work in the Deep Dreaming. And then they boned
is that what
real fast.
And then doing some great work in the Deep Dreaming.
And then they got deeper into each other's dreamings. I don't know.
Yeah.
I nicknamed it My Dream.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You want to start in the near dreaming, and then you want to go into the far dreaming. And then if you're lucky, you get into the deep dreaming.
Get to the D spot.
Yeah.
Until I make it to Arcadian.
Anyway, so Cog and High Queen Lenore have agreed that they're going to try to make it work.
That's my grandmother.
And then Sophia had a request for Zeron, which she'll get to in a minute. Meanwhile, Patches was called to the presidential suite, spoke more with the High Queen, and was asked for approval to for her to date Cog, which was kind of cute.
Cute.
But yeah, all that wrapped up nicely.
Ron was approached by Duke Granville. He was asked for a big favor because, of course, Countess Neale will be coming to visit the Spark. She wants to meet Zister. She wants to take a tour of the workshop. You know, she's going to be visiting her uncle at Heart's Light, et cetera, et cetera.
And who is her uncle again?
The Duke Granville, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay, that would be. Duke Granville approaches Brahm to be Neela's Knight on Life, which, you know, I didn't know what that was. So it's someone who is sworn to defend and protect her for a certain period of time or in a certain location. In this case, this would be while she is in and around the Spark, and I imagine it also extends to her time in Cross's Shadow more generally as well. So he has agreed to do this, which I'm sure will be fine.
That seems pretty appropriate. Anything else?
Sophia returned to Zeron and was just trying to make him feel better about the situation, saying how good of a count he would be and how much he could do good in his new situation. But he just seems really down on it all. And she asked if she could walk in his dreams this eve. And he said yes.
That sounds nice.
A couple of really important things before we begin. The first is, last session I used the term arranged marriage. I shouldn't have. I'm going to use the term political marriage from now on. If I slip up or if my players slip up, my fault. Arranged marriages are an actual thing that exists in the world, and we're not trying to make a comment on those. We're trying to make a comment on specifically the political nature of this marriage that houses are trying to... It's all very Game of Thronesy, except not bad. So yeah, that's on me. And if anybody has any commentary or whatever about that specific thing, please feel free to reach out to me on Discord. I will be happy to speak about it, but just so that we are very, very clear, this is a political marriage. Being arranged by other people, but it is not an arranged marriage. Second thing. I got these things. We talk about them every session now. You're going to have to put up with it. These are cards for our safety. You don't have cards, but you have other options. We'll get to those in a second. These cards are to make sure that we are kept safe so that we can take risks, go forward, have fun, and always know that we have that safety net below us while we are tightrope walking. If a player is flashing a green card means I am completely okay with what's happening. I am enthusiastically consenting to continue or even further into what's going on, even if I myself don't look like I am, perhaps because I'm doing, role-playing. Yellow means I am okay with what's happening, but I'm approaching my limit. Just be careful that if you get more intense, I may no longer be able to feel safe. So this is really not like a very, this isn't a stop, this is a careful. Red means stop. I am no longer okay with what's happening. We need to either immediately retcon what just occurred, change the subject, or in any case, check in to make sure of what's going on. Somebody who chose a red card never has to explain why they're showing the red card. That's not important. What's important is safety itself. You do not have cards. You do have options. If there's something that you feel uncomfortable about, you can message Mod. Aragorn is right here, or you can message me. If you whisper us on Twitch, we will see it. I should, in the interest of full disclosure, say that Kate can see my screen, although she isn't looking at it, but it's possible that she might see it. And you also have the option of leaving if you need to. You can go away from chat, or you can disconnect from the stream entirely. We don't want to see you go, but we do want to see you safe. Anything else? No? We good?
Nope. We're good. Be safe and be well.
All right. And Punk Fenris, yeah, incest, sure, but that's a thing. Okay.
Purple card. Tweet.
One of the great tests of any relationship, whether it's a fraternal relationship, a platonic relationship, a romantic relationship, is competition. You can find out a lot about somebody when you actually sit down at a board or a card game or a sport or whatever and see how they react to being in a situation where you're put in direct competition with somebody else. Of course, with the recent advent of board games and co-op board games, such as games like Pandemic, you can also see how somebody reacts in competition not directly with you, but against an outside force. I have to admit that it is incredibly important for me, with any romantic partner that I have or any true long-term friend that I have, that I can handle being in a situation where I can play a game with them and come away from it feeling like I had a good time, that I wasn't struggling or having to accommodate somebody's poor sportsmanship. Either they may be a sore winner or a sore loser, or perhaps they are somebody who insists on cheating, and yes, unfortunately, those people exist. But no matter what, if I can play a game with them and everybody's had a good time, then I'm happy. That's something that I can handle. But whether it's co-op or competitive, changes things. So you kind of want to try both to see how you can handle either working against your partner, working with them under stress and pressure. Role-playing games are the epitome of this in a lot of ways. You're almost always antagonistic towards the game master, and you are sometimes antagonistic towards your fellow PCs, depending on the kind of campaign that you're running. That's key. And this is why some couples can't game together. And that's why some couples have to. Either way. Knowing when to play and when not is important. I'm making my players distinctly uncomfortable here. Is that what's happening? Your planned stay at the opening of the novel Annex was going to be the night of the gala, the night afterwards, and then you would leave the following day. You are welcome to make changes to these plans, but the plan is that after this evening, that you would then return home. Any objections to that for any of you?
Not as of now.
Okay. So we're actually now going to start at the Four Seasons Hotel in Halifax. In your suite. Unless either of you have something that you want to accomplish before that.
I guess my question is just when I will find out.
Zeron's not telling you.
Cool. So until such time as I'm informed, I'm just gonna go about puttering around the novel annex and yeah.
Granville does manage to slip you a room key.
Is it like a key or is it like a key card?
It's a
like
key card.
It's like this old rusted key. It's like this big.
Need to be past the drawbridge.
Then I will pay him a visit.
He said binky.
Filthy.
He's not staying in the Best Inn. He's staying at the Four Seasons, where many of the Fae are. Right now, the Four Seasons is kind of like, if you look at it from Chimerical side on the outside, it's sort of glowing slightly.
Four Seasons, we are very open to talking sponsorship because
Yeah,
apparently
seriously.
we said a lot of stuff in your...
Yeah, seriously, Four Seasons,
your
you want to
premises.
sponsor us? Like, we're right here.
We'll say
Never
nice
need
things
to.
rather than just making shit up. We'll be specific. We'll talk about the nice brunch.
I think there's a Four Seasons in Halifax, and if there isn't, well, in the world of darkness there is. So I don't give a fuck.
Nice.
Brom, just to be sure, your duties do not start until Neela arrives in Cross's shadows, so you are not in any way required to like remain in her entourage or to spend time with her.
That's good because I literally know nothing about her. I suppose I should just. Well, I will make it a point of confirming with Duke Granville what exactly it entails in terms of like hosting duties. I'm her knight on life. I think I'm not wrong with that, but that doesn't really extend past. It doesn't extend to, you know, showing her around and like being her tour guide and whatever. I'm not a host. I'm a guardian essentially.
Yeah, you'll be expected to stay with her when she's in Cross's shadow.
Right.
But that's it.
Okay.
You're not like a hired companion, like a paid companion.
An escort. Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
No.
I mean, no, you're not.
Whatever.
Nice. Oh,
Whatever
right.
you choose to do is up to you. Yes, he's her nightlight. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So sweet.
Yep. Zeron, at first it's not clear, but then Zeron does enter your suite instead of just heading back to the one that was already assigned to him. As he steps in, he is very meticulous about making sure that he has cleaned up any mess that he's made. He's very tidy. I should point out, although here, when he steps in, he sort of walks over to the bed and he smooths his hands over it just to make sure that, you know, the hospital corners are crisp and all of that. And then he looks up. I'm not certain how you wish for this to work.
All I need is for you to be comfortably asleep. Where would you be more comfortable?
I don't believe comfort is a function of where I am currently.
We'll do our best. I can make you some tea.
I would appreciate that.
She's gonna go make her sleepy time tea.
Yes. 1 part Earl Grey, 1 part
It's
ether.
a brand.
It is a brand, but also you make your own with like valerian root and like some other thing.
Smells an awful lot like weed in here.
Smoke up.
All right. Well, we're just gonna see if he's. Oh, he drinks the tea, and it looks like he's been exhausted, just emotionally drained, and it actually doesn't take a whole lot for him to sleep. Could you roll me just before you do your dream, which we're not going to roll because you're just going to succeed at that. But could you roll me, please, your perception empathy, please?
Okay. Insightful or desires?
Insightful, yes.
Perfect.
For sympathy roll for those keeping track at home.
That's 2 successes.
People who are often involved in high pressure or traumatic situations develop the ability to sleep at a moment's notice. Usually because they can't guarantee when the next time they'll get sleep is. It seems that Zeron still hasn't lost that.
I'm gonna look for his bag where I know he keeps his painting supplies because he brought it with him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take out paint and I'm gonna just paint his name on my arm
Which name?
Zeron. On my arm as a bunk before casting Dreamwalk. And I would like to bring the paint with me into the dream as well.
Yep, you can do that. So you're not taking anybody else into the dream with you, right? You didn't you're like, oh, Brom, come here.
Whoa!
No, I'm not bringing Brom. He's not allowed to come along.
I believe this is the first time that you are dreamwalking in Zeron's head.
Possibly.
I think so.
So I'm going to ask if you're going to spend a point of willpower to make this connection permanent.
Yeah.
You're in the Colosseum. Have you been to the Colosseum in Rome?
Me, Liz?
Yeah,
No.
you, Liz.
No.
The Colosseum of Rome it's actually not that big. It's big, but its main thing is that it's just a marvel of engineering about being able to get as many people in or out as they need. And while the ground is freshly strewn with sand, the Colosseum itself is still in ruins. So you're in the modern day, but there's no one around except, there's no modern contraptions around. It's just still the ruins. And you're dimly aware that there is a crowd, but it sounds like they're almost turned way down. You can hear cheering and chanting, but it's only a very tiny drone behind everything else that's happening. There is a lion. The lion is silver colored and it is pacing back and forth along the sand, kicking up dust as it's moving by, and it's keeping its eye very constantly on Zeron, who's dressed in the same outfit that he was wearing when he went to sleep, so just simple bedclothes. And Zeron is holding his small sword. So for those of you who don't know what a small sword is, think of like a rapier, but with a good chunk of it lopped off so that it's it's smaller, which means that it's much more maneuverable and much more depth, but just doesn't quite have the same range. It's in his hand, but he's holding it quite loosely. So he's kind of holding it and it's sort of dangling from his hand without actually falling. And there are a number of anvils that are surrounding the ring.
Could I make an Enigma's roll to try to figure out what the silver lion might symbolize?
You don't need to. It's the same lion that you would see on the crest of House Fiona.
So it looks like they're about to fight.
It looks like they're sizing each other up, although Zeron doesn't look that interested in fighting.
And the anvils are arranged around them in a circle. Is it keeping them from leaving?
No, you could potentially get over an anvil. They're not that high. Mm-hmm. They're just big, heavy things that you can smash a sword onto if you wanted to.
Okay. Does Zeron notice me?
It doesn't seem to yet. His eyes are locked on the threat.
Okay. And is there a crowd? Like a crowd that I can recognize with faces I know?
You can tell that there are people who are in the stands of the ruins, but they're not individually, think of like an old video game crowd, right? Like you can tell that there are people there, but they're very indistinct.
Yeah. A lot of copy-pasted people. Yeah. It's just Brom.
It's just John's
a million
face,
times.
actually, over and over.
Yeah, it's me over and over again. I am in the crowd in Steep.
Nice.
Copy paste.
I love it.
Long hair, short hair.
Okay. All right, so it was staying within the circle of anvils. I'm gonna start arranging the paints. And start painting the spark into the sand.
Okay. You want to roll me your dexterity and we'll call this crafts.
Oh no. All right.
You got this.
That's okay. I have a backup if this goes horribly wrong.
Oh, okay.
Because I can dreamcraft. That's 2 successes.
Hey.
Lemon-Eater, the swords that are used in the Princess Bride they're rapiers. Small swords are a bit shorter than that. Okay, so you start painting what seems to be actually a reasonable facsimile of the spark. The exterior or interior?
The interior.
Okay, so like the exhaust?
The exhaust, yeah.
All right.
And start working in the garden.
Zeron sets the sword down into the dust, and he starts walking towards the lion, and the lion begins to rear back, rampant, right? Like that sort of sign that you would see on heraldry and stuff like that, which is not the lion in on the Quest of Fiona. It's not rampant. It's on all fours, and the Zeron just walks forward and he places a hand on the lion's chest and then looks towards you, and you can see that there's absolutely no fear, even though this lion could just take his head off like instantly. And then he looks at what you've been painting.
I want to pick up the paint and hold it out to him.
The paint or the painting?
The paint. I've just drawn my home. Where I belong. Would you like to do the same?
My home changes.
Right, so maybe it's not one location. Would you describe it to me then?
The lion turns and looks at you and says, "It's where I choose."
I was asking him.
And the lion takes its 2 front paws and lifts Zeron up and then puts him down on the other side so that it's directly between the 2 of you. And it starts stalking towards you now.
I would like to craft a pedestal up from the ground to lift the lion up with a little like fence around the top. Basically, I want an enclosure to lift it up and out of the way.
You cannot take me from him.
I just need to speak with him for a moment.
Why?
I need his honest answer to something, and he can't do that if he's looking at you.
I do not hurt him. I protect him.
I know. This is why our conversation is so pleasant.
The lion thinks about it for a second, and then the cage or the sort of fence around it falls away, and as it falls, it sort of lands down on the pedestal and becomes a silver filigree. And the lion seems content with this and then lies down.
Nice.
I used to think that home was where I could go if I needed a safe place to stay. Somewhere where I did not need to worry about betrayal, attack, or even just the force of whatever gods there are coming after me.
That I'm gonna craft a little umbrella to go over the facsimile of the spark.
I've heard once before that home is where the heart is. And I've heard that home is where you're lucky enough to be.
I craft a little nicely woven heart and a tiny little Zeron. Hold it in his hand, and I put him down in the sand.
The lion looks down at this and then looks up at Sophia. And then if a lion could shrug easily, it does, and then just starts sleeping. And then you start hearing a metallic clank that's echoed among all the anvils that are surrounding the ring. It's rhythmic. The way that a blacksmith would do normally if they were trying to create the best possible sword that they could.
I'm watching how Zeron reacts to this noise.
Three years ago, I would have told you that I did not know what love truly felt like. And so therefore, home could not possibly be where the heart was. And I do not believe that I have been homeless all this time. If you had asked me 2 years ago, I would not have been able to answer you because I would have felt confused. Last year? And he reaches forward and he places his hand on the painting and the clanging starts getting louder. This year, if I select a home, I worry that I am creating a prison in my own heart.
How so? And I pick up little Zeron.
Little Zeron's hair is blowing slightly in the wind.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
That is really cute.
Where would he be imprisoned?
It isn't necessarily him who is being imprisoned, but someone will be.
You can speak freely here. It's just a dream.
No. It is a dream. Which means that it can never just be anything. And you're here. Which means that it could never be anything but a good dream.
Look around at the anvils surrounding us. You know, this could be a symbol of something new, a new beginning that is being forged. Does it feel that way to you?
When a gladiator enters an arena, they know that they may not leave. But if they do, it is to be changed. Every time I go into battle, I realize that I may not come out of it. And yet at the same time, I do not feel the fear that others do. I do not fear death. It is a failing of mine. I do not fear change. but I can be disappointed by it. I can be saddened.
Is that what you feel now when you hear this?
He looks up at the lion, and the lion is now peering at Sophia. You get the distinct impression that you are being evaluated.
I walk in dreams. I craft dreams. And at my core, I try to discern what someone's greatest dream is for their life and help them make it a reality.
But we do not control our own dreams. We do not choose what we dream of unless we are neuromancers ourselves.
No, but that's why we have to trust them. Because our dreams tell us what we cannot say out loud when we wake. And that's why I'm here. I'm not going to convince you to do something that goes against your heart and your dreams.
I have a duty to this thing. And the lion just goes... And I've never questioned that duty. I do not question this one, but I do rail against it. I know why it needs to be done, but I do not believe that it is appropriate or fair.
Without fear of repercussions, there's no one listening. What would you do right now, if you could? I want you to tell me the most beautiful story of your life.
The anvils stop playing. And he rolls his shoulders and just 1,000 acorns just fall from the sky and just scatter across the sand itself. And he reaches forward and he takes the paint that's in your hand and he, with his own right hand, smears it into the brown paint and then pulls various other colors, just not changing the brown, but deepening it. And then he scatters that brown across the ground, and then instead of sand, it is earth, loam. Can a lion not seek shelter in trees? And you find that tug that's at the very base of your stomach, that you start feeling that he's about to wake up.
Okay. A lion can. A lion just needs to ask for help. Thank you for being honest with me.
Would I be dishonest to you?
Mm-mm. But your desire to be strong for others can mean that you brush aside what you want and what you need.
I don't fear death.
I didn't say you feared death.
But I fear a certain look in your eye. And that, you feel the bungee cord just yank, and you are pulled out. And it's just 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. and Zeron's eyes are open, and it's clear from his expression that he doesn't remember anything of what just happened. He's shifting a little bit, and it's clear that this is not a full wakefulness. This is him transitioning perhaps from one dream to another.
Zeron? Zeron? A little shake.
Yes.
I have something very important to ask you.
Importance as in urgent.
Mm-hmm.
And then his sleepy demeanor just ends, and he sits up. And you notice that as he sits up, his hand slides once again, just to make sure that the corners of the bed, the hospital corners, are kept intact.
Will you marry me?
Patches.
You what, mate?
Patches, the Duke is being uncharacteristically loud.
Okay.
But towards the end, he gets up and he brews a decaf coffee.
Okay.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
boy.
While he's doing that, I'd like to ask him. So what did bring you here?
My niece recently arrived here. You met her. You gave her a tour. We were
Yes.
there. She has business to conduct with House Fiona, and she'll be making her way to Cross the Shadows soon. I thought that it would be an appropriate time for me to meet her here and also get a chance to see what you had done.
Very happy to see you. Wish I weren't caught off guard with your arrival.
This has been happening very quickly.
I suppose it's private business.
No. It will be made clear soon enough. Neale is to repatriate Sir Zeron.
Repatriate? No one like run my finger along his thigh.
Yes! Yes, queen! This is
Just
what
like-
I
just
came
to-
to see.
It is a political marriage. I'll be losing my best knight. K-N-I-G-H-T. My knights are something else entirely.
A political marriage. For Sir Zeron of House Fiona.
Yes.
I've never heard him speak of this, Countess Neale.
Do we all speak of everyone who we've come across?
Generally, people speak of people that they want to marry, particularly those of House Fiona.
I do not believe that this is a situation wherein somebody is selecting to marry. He is being asked, compelled. This is coming from Rathsmere himself.
So how is it? I'd like to trace my hand up and down his spine, my finger up and down his spine. How is it that someone of House Fiona, a house of passion and love and so much, could have what sounds like a loveless marriage?
Fiona are very fond of trysts. of tragic love, but it doesn't rule everything that we do. Zeron's still free to love and to be Fiona, but he's going to need to do it in the service of his house somewhere else.
It's interesting. I've heard you say that there was a lack of Dougal presence in Cross's shadow, mentioning that she was visiting. So she'll be moving somewhere in Cross's shadow?
No, she has her own county, the Gnarled Rose, in the Kingdom of Apples. Somewhat close to Philadelphia.
So how will that help the Dougal presence in Cross's shadow?
You're not here really to discuss politics, right?
Well, I find this particularly counter to everything I understood of House Fiona. I'm going to
lesson in how House Fiona engages in its...
do things that will provide him a certain amount of pleasure.
Umox?
Yes, sure. Oh.
The fuck, Liz?
I'm not happy about this, but it is something that all nobles have to understand. We live not only to rule, but also to serve. And right now, the house needs another ally in Dougal.
And if a different Dougal-Fiona pairing could be arranged? Perhaps one that would be more friendly?
Could you find a Fiona of greater renown?
Perhaps.
Zeron is a very special... He's a special...
I'm gonna back off long enough to let him finish his sentence.
He's a special knight. He is well-accomplished, storied, legendary. He has his own fan club.
What about House Dougal? There's obviously a
House Dougal. It's a bit of like, what's going on?
Oh, he's the one who apparently cut straight to the intimacy before we could have a conversation. So I found a break in the intimacy when he got up to make some coffee.
What about House Dougal? They're about deeds and about making shit.
We'll talk about this later. And I'm going to push him down onto the bed. And...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely that.
Can't marry if there is no House Fiona. Oh my god.
It was a difficult night, but Patches managed to get to every single one of House Fiona.
By using her time turner, she was, or Chronos rather, I guess.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That took
Brom.
a turn.
Cooling off.
Kyoko is sitting on the edge of the bed, and she is absolutely obsessed at the moment with making sure that every individual thing that she's doing with the Nintendo Switch that she's holding in her hands is precise, correct.
I'm trying to like peer over her shoulder, so I'm probably lying on the bed with my leg, you know, one of these with my like my feet up. Trying to like look over her shoulder.
There is just this intent look of concentration as she is trying to play Overwatch properly, but she keeps messing up because she's not used to these controls until eventually she just puts it down and she heaves a big sigh. You know, it was a decent port. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just not good enough.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh? You find me hard to believe?
I don't think that's what I said.
This might be dangerous for our relationship. going forward. We've only been married for scant weeks. And I find out that you might not find my words trustworthy? We're going to have to renegotiate.
All right, let me get my negotiating slippers. And I, like, slip into my slippers. I don't know. And then I sit on the edge of the bed.
You're Johnny Rose. You're Johnny Rose.
Shut your face.
Am I wrong?
All right, I am ready to negotiate.
You calling me a liar?
No.
Why not?
Because being a liar is more than just pretty fake words, Kyoko. To be a liar is to deliberately try to mislead people, to lead them down paths they don't want to go down.
I wouldn't worry. I've never deliberately tried to mislead anyone.
You've certainly never tried to lead me down a dangerous, dark path either, have you?
We've never talked about what I did with Melge, have we?
No.
I wonder if Zeron feels the same way right now.
Feels the same way.
There's an awful lot that we can do if it means that we adhere to our duty.
It is true. I'm having trouble with coming to terms with this arrangement, but I think you make a good point. We have all done things that have changed us deeply in service of our duty, as will he.
I mean, we dove off the back of a griffin onto a building knowing that we would not make it out alive. We even did it twice.
Yeah, we're crazy like that.
This is a different kind of enemy, isn't it?
Enemy?
You've never considered Gwydion an enemy.
Not in this sense.
My duty is a powerful ally and friend, and at the same time, it can oppose me. Sometimes it can hurt me. Does it not also for you?
I think we've all found ourselves in situations where our duty to a name has been superseded by our duty to the ideals behind it, if that makes any sense. I don't have your talent for words.
Lying? My talent for lying.
Right. For lying.
It is maybe my greatest possession is my title. To be able to say that I am not simply Kyoko, but I am a lady. There are responsibilities that go with my greatest possession. We'll see what he does. But he would not be Zeron if he were not to follow what he thought was his duty, would he?
No.
He learned his lesson too well from you.
Am I to understand that you believe his duty may lie elsewhere other than in this political alliance?
Where do your duties lie, Knight of House Gwydion, companion of the Golden Braid, my true heart. And may those 3 duties never try to pull you apart.
May they never.
Overwatch sucks. It's not even fun anymore. They're going to release a second one? And what's the deal with that? I mean, it's just going to be the same one except with a slightly updated engine and models and shaders? Who cares? They're just going to divide the player base anyway.
Yeah, I can't believe they would do that. Will there still be that large, tall man with the hammer, though? I think that would be good for them to keep him.
Reinhardt? You're not even allowed to play that many tanks anymore. They're forcing it on people.
So, if we were to fire it up again now, I wouldn't be able to watch you hit people with a big hammer.
If you want to watch me hit people with a big hammer, I'm sure there must be certain clubs in Halifax that we could go to.
I'm wearing my slippers.
Then I guess I'm just going to have to pick up the Switch again, aren't I?
I'm sure we can think of something to do.
There are worse things than being a Switch. Where are you in the room, Sophia?
I am sitting on the bed.
So you're not adopting like a traditional kneeling pose or
No.
anything like that. You're just sitting on the edge of the bed.
She's floating in midair, suspended on a swing
She's
of
like
leaves.
on the ceiling.
Some weird spider stance.
Yeah.
Do you mind repeating your question? This isn't Zaron asking, this is me.
Will you marry me?
He's gonna need to roll.
Boy.
Sweat.
So could you let me know what your charisma subterfuge is?
That's gonna be 9.
It's good.
With specialties in silver tongued and it wasn't me. For what it's worth.
I don't think either of those apply.
I
but
don't blame you.
Oh, marriage.
I'm going to ask you to roll me that dice pool, please.
The best marriages start this way, folks. Never forget.
Roll off.
Not quite sure I understand.
I'm pretty sure Brom like rolled some dice when Coco was getting ready to propose.
The best marriages start with the dice roll.
4
exactly.
successes. If none of my specialties.
I need you to answer the following question honestly. But remember that it's a very specific question.
Okay.
Is your primary motivation for asking for Zaron's hand in marriage to rescue him? Your primary motivation is to rescue him, not about her own feelings, not about his feelings, specifically like, I'm asking you so that you don't have to go. And that's your primary motivation. Not, I'm asking you because I don't want you to go. I'm asking you because that gives you an out.
You mean is it a selfless?
Yeah, are you doing this selflessly? Like, is your primary motivation basically like, you don't look like you're going to be happy, so I'm basically throwing you a life preserver? Okay.
No. Nah, she's way more selfish than that.
How could I let that hair?
He he sits up a little higher in the bed, and his face just catches in the curtains outside of the suite. The moonlight just beams in, just illuminates him, and his face is full of questioning. And do you ask what my will is, or do you ask what the future holds? And he gets out of the bed, and he just makes a round around it so that he's facing you.
I ask what is in your heart at this moment. Bless you, Spectre of the Night.
Housekeeping.
I saw in your dreams glimpses of what you want and what you don't. And I could say that this is to offer you some sort of escape. And it is, in part, but I don't want to lose you. I love you so much. And I will fight for you if you let me.
He takes a step forward, and he gathers your hands in his. You're still sitting on the bed?
Mm-hmm.
And he holds them, and his hands are trembling. You taught me the meaning of love before I even knew that I loved you. You introduced me to the idea that waiting for the perfect moment was foolhardy because it would never come. That to ignore a world outside of this ideal that could never be achieved without the greatest of luck was the act of a fool. I spent most of my life being a fool. And if it shaped me into someone who dared win the heart of someone like you, then I would be a fool. 1,000 times over, I would make every mistake if it meant that I could have this one moment be right. Yes. Yes. And to hell with whatever anybody else wants.
She's gonna go to kiss him.
So he, you feel like a single hot tear on your cheek.
Aww.
From the kiss, and then he pulls you, like, he just pulls you into a very tight hug, and he not hisses, but he very urgently whispers into your ear, "You are everything I could have hoped for."
She's got nothing to say to that. She's got nothing to say back to that.
Speechless.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But don't you dare stop being you. We're going to piss a lot of people off.
Oh, I know. We're gonna need allies.
And so I am forced to ask whether you wish to delay any official notice of this.
Yes.
Then I swear no words today. I only hold the greatest promise of my heart.
And she puts out her pinky finger.
And he reaches up and he hooks it. And then he definitely just starts to cry. But it's beautiful.
Aww, the sweetheart's gonna cradle him. Stroke his beautiful hair. Start to braid it, like without it before he notices.
His hair is
Just
mine.
you and me, babe. I am Jorik.
Yeah.
Hashtag half a hair snap.
Incidentally, although I don't know if he remembers this means Brahm won a bet.
I cannot wait to know. Yeah, right.
What did you bet on, Brahm?
It was $100,000, wasn't it?
Right, because the fucking duplex isn't enough income, bro.
You son of a bitch.
I don't want money.
McAllister bet that I would.
Sorry.
Oh,
McAllister bet that I would find someone in the Red Branch.
McAllister bet that he would find someone in the Red Branch, but Brahm bet probably that he wouldn't.
Oh, now I understand.
What my understanding. I just
Brahm forgets.
I believe the wager was for an 80-year-old Scotch.
Brahm trips and smashes it on the
I mean,
ground.
McAllister lost like a year ago when the Red Branch was dissolved, so you know.
The spirit of the bet. You weren't even there.
Yoink.
I love you. I love you. There are so many I love, and then there's you. And perhaps I owe each one of these loves to you too.
You don't give me that much credit. Not to get all unromantic.
Oh, it's time for your Gaius 5 lesson. I understand.
Oh, wow.
Cast it on me.
We need to make a plan. So this doesn't go terribly, terribly wrong. I would love for both of us to remain in a place of relative favor in our houses and, you know, with the reigning monarch.
Yes.
That would be great.
Yes. Thoughts on how we would maintain our political standing was not how I originally thought my proposal was going to go. But I'm not sure I would have it any other way.
I think I need to contact Countess Ware. She might have some ideas.
Yes. Yes, I imagine that we need the help of Liam more than ever.
Mm-hmm. God, you're just so cute.
Cute.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a good...
Maybe the plans can wait till morning. Wow. That's her, like, pouncing.
Oh, okay. It wasn't her, like, transforming into a cat.
I mean,
Sophia's an animorph.
would that be
after all.
wrong?
Animorphs.
I actually know nothing about animorphs. I don't know anything.
That's awesome.
I know way more about animaguses.
Nice.
Anime.
Hey,
Yeah, Glenlivet 80-year-old bottle of scotch costs $35,000.
The third of the money you asked for.
Ron, you're such a smug little shit.
well, my favorite part is that presumably, like, McAllister owns one. So if
Yeah.
Brom lost, like, what's he gonna do? Buy one? Like, it's
Yeah.
horrible. What an idiot!
Yes.
Terrible bet to take.
Brom,
Yes.
not. Oh yes, you too. You too. You're in the hotel.
Yes, I am.
Both of you feel a slight burst of glamour.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, that could mean anything, though, right?
Well, for you specifically, it seems to be coming from the other side of the wall.
That's actually very funny.
Kyoko looks up. Oh no.
Do you think everything's all right?
Clearly they're having breakup sex.
Hey, so little
Oh.
time.
The last moment of union between two before they're irrevocably ripped apart.
I've heard it's bittersweet and beautiful in its own kind of way. I hope to not experience it soon.
Technically, all of your breakup sex has been retroactive.
Hey,
He didn't have
Kyoko?
breakup sex with his wife? With Claire? Sorry. Specific wife.
Yes?
What the fuck? Wow.
This is everything.
There are certain privileges from becoming a bronze medal, Brom.
Sophia just hears "what the fuck" really loud.
Yeah,
on the other
definitely.
side of the wall.
It's not the bronze medal. It's chronological. It's not by how much I care for you. God.
Well, you can afford to say that every once in a while.
Yes. Well, fine. I will say it more often then. You are not a bronze medal. You are Kyoko.
What
I
kind
love
of medal would I be?
And I start to like examine her a little bit. I do not believe they make medals out of the precious gemstone that you would be.
That's not a medal.
Right. Oh, I thought you said medal. You understand? Terrible. Terrible.
Wondering about this breakup sex and whether it's worth it or not.
Look, Kyoko, you know I'm no good with
Breakup sex?
words. I was going to say words, actually.
Plenty fine with words.
Allow me to do my best to describe the kind of metal that I believe you are. And
Malleable. Flexible. Easily shaped into whatever position you want it to be in. Sounds an awful lot like gold to me. Oh, conductive.
Do you-
Electricity just races right through me.
what about heat?
I think you might find that I have a specific heat capacity, yeah.
High school science was a long time ago.
High school science is so fucking hot.
Okay, what are your thoughts on concentration?
I have a lab coat at home.
going to be difficult for us to go and get there right away.
And I guess he'll just have to wait. And she crawls into bed and turns off the light.
I think I'll stay up for another moment then.
You really don't know how to read a room, do you?
I shake my head, but she can't see it. No.
She eats a lot of carrots.
Last time I said that, you said I was racist.
Technically, it's only a hoax perpetrated by the British government to convince the Nazis that they could somehow detect their planes through carrot eating as opposed to sonar and radar. But
Kyoko served under the British government?
Would you be surprised?
Nope.
Bro, the science dork. Bro. I chant my name a lot, all right? You definitely feel this burst of glamour. It's not like a huge one, but it's there.
A lot of kissing in this hotel.
That's true. Huh. Interesting. That wasn't us, was it?
What if it was? What would it mean?
There's a moment of like, uh-oh. on his face.
This is so good.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes is correct. Oh, maybe.
Then I'd be embarrassed that I missed it.
I can touch you.
But the Duke has hair.
I know. So I realized, I'm like, this is the wrong hand gesture. I don't know what to do. What to do? Duke is loving here, but then it looks weird.
Alex, I thought we established this.
That's amazing. I'm
What
so
the
happy.
fuck?
It's a weird night at the Four Seasons. Sorry, Four Seasons. Sorry about that.
Sponsor us.
Any publicity is good publicity, right, guys?
We do the weird stuff.
We'll talk in the morning.
I hope so. And, you know, there's little talking to be done after that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Ash. God damn it.
What? Where? What did we miss?
It's in Discord. You'll be able
Oh.
to... yeah, actually, that is a achievement unlocked. I simultaneously
All three characters. You're close to marrying two of the three characters. You know, getting there.
Oh, yeah. I love that. I'm here for it.
The following morning.
I'm just going to quickly run to the washroom. Sorry.
Well, you know, like that's something that people say after. Anyway.
Hygiene is important.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good way to avoid getting an infection.
Truth.
Hygiene.
Yes, that was some super dad joke right there.
Perfect for prom.
Kyoko, I just need to fire hose for a little while. I'll be right back. Ding, ding, ding. Who's putting the fire out?
Sexiest thing you have ever said to me.
Get me my fireman's coat and hat. I'd like to role play. Like what? Yuck.
Thanks, Eric. I think that I absolutely.
That's fair. That's fair.
Clang, clang, clang. Looks like it's a 5 alarm.
Oh boy.
Someone get the Dalmatian.
Borf.
What?
Wasn't Borf a... No.
Karen.
He wasn't a Dalmatian, was he?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I feel like he had floopsy ears.
He's a real cutie, that guy.
Yeah.
I'll invite him to my next wedding. I can't believe I forgot to add him to the guest list.
Oh,
Kyoko,
your next wedding I see, so I'm actually just a transitionary step.
No, I'll be re-upping our...
It's fine, I'm marrying Patches for the money.
What money?
Hmm?
For the lulz?
There we go.
That's the one.
For the
that was yours.
Lambo?
Not Lambo.
It's on its way.
I haven't necessarily told her about it.
I know. I know everything. So anyway, when you wake up the next morning, it is a rainy day. We're talking like buckets of rain. I mean, for me personally, I adore it when it just absolutely pours, but your characters may feel differently. But then there's an unfortunate notice that due to a power failure, there is no continental breakfast available in the hotel. And in fact, yep, all of the like alarm clocks are blinking. 12, 12, 12, 12.
Disappointing.
So there is no breakfast to be had, and they have instead ordered a great load of donuts that they're just handing out, and that's all they have. And they're incredibly apologetic, and it's not enough. And you can hear some of the more perhaps upper nobles getting increasingly pitched at the fact that they're not going to get their promised breakfasts. And what is this pastry that they're trying to fob off? And so people are leaving the hotel in droves to find breakfast.
I'm never frequenting this establishment again.
Dare you serve me a old-fashioned, the best donut.
Nice. Well, I'll go and knock on doors and try to get the gang together so we can figure out what we're going to do for food.
Okay, so you're actually woken, Sophia, unless you have a specific need to wake up early. Seeing as how you had a pretty late night, you were running around in somebody's dream and then creating some new dreams. So you are actually woken by Brahms knocking at the door.
Ah. Who?
That
you literally go there. Who?
Is this Sophia's room? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sophia's suite.
Lady Sophia.
Oh, Brahm?
Yes, it's me. It's Brahm.
You hear a muttered shit next to you.
We should tell him.
Lady Sophia, I believe we
One
should...
second, Brahm.
All right, it's about the breakfast, you see. I think we should discuss
what about the breakfast?
Well, we'll have to go elsewhere if we're hungry at all, is the only thing.
Oh. Okay, well, you know what? Get Patches and Kyoko.
Kyoko, starfished once again in the bed, just...
And then come back and get us when you know where we're going.
All right, so I'll make that
us.
decision, but if you're...
What?
You said us.
That's okay.
Okay.
I think that's fine. Oh, she says, come back and get us when you know where to go. Yeah, come back and get us when you know where we're going.
Right, well, I think it would be better if we all stayed in a group. Perhaps you could come with me as we go and find Patches.
Well, I'm not ready to leave yet, Brahm.
All right, we'll throw on a robe. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Brahm.
Yes?
Please go and come back in about 5 minutes' time.
I will respect your wishes. Brahm out. No, sorry. That's
Brom out.
I would not. I wouldn't. I'm sorry.
Theoretically, Patches should be in her quarters on the property of the Grand West Inn.
Oh, I missed some of that, Kate. Sorry.
Theoretically,
Dipped out.
Patches should be in her in some quarters somewhere on the property of the Grand West Inn.
So I have to go across to try to find her.
Yeah, theoretically, that's where she is.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in.
Granville actually is an early riser, as he always is, and he has left coffee brewing, but he's not even in the suite when you wake up.
And it's decaf.
There's a note that says, "Fool, back soon."
Has he left some of his belongings here?
Oh yeah, he hasn't checked. Peace, asshole.
Maybe. I'll tidy up and wait for his return.
Okay. At one point you get a knock on the door and a box of 6 donuts gets laid outside. Did you bring a change of clothes? Are we rolling to find out whether this is, Walk of Shame territory?
Walk of Pride? What? Sorry? Excuse me? Walk of who fucking cares? I would say no. I did not bring a change of clothes.
Okay, so yeah, you are still in your novel-like outfit?
Sure.
The Duke comes back eventually. He's toweling his hair off. It looks like he went for a morning swim. There's the most interesting characters at the pool today.
Oh? I don't like animals' coffee.
Heard of some swim team. I don't know why they're here at the hotel.
Could be a meet of some sort, a competition of kind.
But they're wearing local outfits. Very weird.
Hotel pool. It is an odd place.
It's a gooch.
Oh, Don. Oh, Don. What ridiculous games you play.
I've struck a nerve.
Oh, we ran across some members of the swim team last time we were in town.
Oh. And one of them is a gooch. Is that some kind of swim team thing? Like a coxswain?
It's not a polite term.
I suppose I should have known. So, you wanted to talk in the morning?
Figure you didn't want to be thinking about politics in the midst of what we're up to.
I do have to admit that as pretty as he is, Zeron's face is not what I wanted paraded in front of my mind's eye while certain things are happening.
I was specifically trying to come up with people other than him.
Do you not like me focusing on you?
That's what we're talking in the morning.
Ah.
So, if a suitable match could be found for you, a duke, theoretically more important than a knight.
It's a different question.
Save Zeron from a loveless marriage. Not that I'm necessarily volunteering you.
There is a big difference between a duke and a knight.
More points scored for the teams that want fancy arrangements.
4 points lost for the other.
Hmm.
If we're going to put it in terms of points. Which I'm not sure is entirely fair to everyone involved.
I just am so surprised at... I clearly don't understand the lines between duty to a house and duty to what the house stands for.
You believe that Fiona stands for...
Love? Passion?
Hallmarks of a house do not necessarily indicate its political bent.
Just in case we'd forgotten.
No, I'd remembered.
Okay, good.
More of a metaphor, really.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I've asked for your knowledge and experience on many things,
And
I suppose I'm trying to ask you the same in terms of this dissonance that I seem to think is happening, but you seem to not.
well, as somebody who has refused to become a part of the nobility, you certainly seem to have an interest in judging the way that we do things.
I was asked once, and then everyone assumes that I will never say yes again.
You were asked twice.
No, I was said, oh, well, I would offer you a title, but... So no, the nobility has decided that it's much better to not offer me titles. Because they don't actually want to give me one.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to lean over the donuts and pick one.
Perhaps it's best then that you're not part of the nobility, if you believe that it's always about you.
Certainly not, but I'm getting very tired of people telling me that I would never join. You struck a sore spot. It's difficult having the High Queen herself imply that she would offer you a title, but not.
You refused entry into the Golden Braid.
They hadn't quite figured out what they stood for. They were freshly forged. I could not, in good conscience, swear myself to a group that I didn't know what they stood for.
So you see that sometimes nobility means that you have sworn to something and you are putting trust into it, that it will work out. That is what Sir Zeron did, and I am certain that he doesn't regret it. He will do his duty. He will bring honor to his house and to himself.
I'm just trying to understand how that coincides.
Well, perhaps it's because you're not Seelie, and you do not understand that we do not forget a
Love
death.
conquers all?
Love is not anything to do with marriage.
I am pissing off at Steve.
Is that not understood? Love is entirely separate from this institution that we call marriage. If anything, Fiona knows this better than any other house. That we are forced into alliances, that we are pressure into creating bonds between those who we may not necessarily feel that tug, that yearning of love for, and instead we find it elsewhere. We find it where we can, and it's to the detriment and ruin of many of us. And you presume that just because you have a different view of what marriage is, that you can judge how we do things.
The detriment and ruin. How can you send someone you call your friend to that?
Because I was ordered to. Because I follow my orders. Few that they may be.
He is an adult capable of making his own decisions, and he will choose to follow it, I'm sure, because he is indeed a very noble knight.
The noblest.
I was hoping you could, with your higher station, leverage something for our friend.
And disappoint my niece. Think that this is just a simple matter?
Is she excited about this union?
She has much to gain.
Hmm. I should take my breakfast at the Green Best Inn.
And for a moment, it looks like the Duke might be thinking to say, like, no, don't be silly. Of course you shouldn't. Of course you should be here. But he says nothing, and instead reaches forward and listlessly picks up a donut and looks at it for a second before dropping it back into the box. He's my friend.
I did a favor for the hike. They're coming to fix the power lines. There was like a tree that fell down, and so they're, bringing the...
Fuck.
The ladder. There's a kid in a tree. That's all. Totally.
Yeah.
Just
Oh my
as
God,
it
he's
goes
gone.
away.
He's leaving. Patches, stop him.
Oh.
And I'll never be back to Heartslide. I'm never going back.
What was that?
This is Mike. He was unclipping his mic tag.
Oh, nice.
Just as I would order him to his death if it needed to occur. At least here I am ordering him to a new life. One where he can do good in another way.
I'm not going to burst in on the marriage and object. I'm not going to...
Why not?
That's not my place.
What is your place, Patches? What do you want? Because as much as you've tried to make it seem like all of a sudden nobility is haunting you by dangling titles in front of your face and then laughing because they know you won't take it, that's not the way that the others see it. So what is it that you want? This 2 days after what possibly is your greatest achievement.
And now my friend is doing something that I couldn't ever fathom doing. I'm going to pull my strings and see what bites.
You can see that he... Actually, no. See
There's-
what you see. roll me your persympathy.
Yes.
For sympathy.
I'm sure there's decent food at the Grand Best Inn if you want it.
I need to be giving back.
And for empathy, 4, 5.
Nice. Holy shit!
I guess I know the Duke.
Whoa,
5 successes on 5 dice.
Whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa.
Yeah.
You've hit an absolute nerve with him, and there's this part of him that's just like, yeah, we're Fiona, yeah, and then part of him who's just like, duty, honor, duty, honor.
Dude.
And he is not okay with both, with like this sort of inner turmoil. It's almost as if he was like, I'm okay as long as I do this very quickly and just stare straight ahead. And you're making it so that he has to turn his head around. And not a fan.
Do what you need to do. I'll do what I do.
If you feel mistreated, then you should make sure that others know.
I don't feel mistreated. It's not myself. This isn't about me. This is about my friend.
Your comrade in arms?
Yes. There are bonds forged when you fight side by side.
I agree.
Fresh for sympathy?
We fought side by side.
We did. That's how things started. Okay.
Sure did. You just look so...
Nice aim,
Nice.
nice legs. What?
What? That's actually how it went down, really.
Nice aim. Gorgeous dick. Wait.
What?
Whoa.
Whoa,
What?
whoa,
Whoa.
whoa.
Nice shot. Yeah.
I know. You should see me with a gun. Okay.
Nice eye. Okay.
Shotgun, because I'm cocked, locked, and ready to rock.
I was hoping there'd be some kind of cock pun in there. Thanks, John. Yeah. Ew.
You, David.
Ew, David.
We're scheduled to return to Cross's Shadow this afternoon ourselves. You know where to find me.
You know where to find me.
I'll leave my key card and
So you
leave.
walk out.
Mhm.
So as you walk out, you see Brahm standing outside a door, and he's calling out, saying like, "I'll give you 5 minutes," or whatever he just said. I don't know.
And I roll stealth to try to dart into like the nearest staircase.
Yes, you can.
Oh
Brahm, I
my
need you to roll
God,
your
I love
perception
it.
alertness.
And what am I rolling with my stealth?
Perception alertness, Brahmi.
You're rolling dexterity stealth.
Since Patches is a weapon, I'm going to assume hidden weapons applies here. Just kidding.
3 successes, yeah.
2.
2 successes?
2 successes.
Then you don't actually see her. You manage to whip yourself back into the ice machine room.
Great. I'm just gonna chill in there and listen. And not intentional, I'll take it. And listen and wait for them to escape.
Well, yeah, I'm going to just then at that point I'll be leaving Sophia's room. I'm on the hunt for Patches, and I'm giving Kyoko a few minutes to like get ready, aka sleep more. So I guess I'll go and just see if there's anyone in the sort of dining area with the donuts. And I think the Duke would still be there unless he's gone.
Oh no, the Duke is just straight up left the hotel. He's not okay. Or rather, well, right now he's in his room,
Okay.
and then he'll leave the hotel.
In his bathing trunks.
Oh, that's very nice. Well, I'm on the hunt for Patches, but I'm not going to like stop in at the ice rooms. So you know,
Patches hunt. A punt.
a punt.
Please don't punt that.
Or a hatches. Hunches?
Let's just not.
Nobody seems desperate enough to get out of here and find any breakfast. I suppose I'll figure out my own way then.
Can't wait 5 minutes. Wow.
I'm up. I'm ready to go with that.
What's everybody else's problem?
Yeah, exactly.
Zeron reaches from behind Sophia and just wraps her in an embrace, and pulls her close, and then tell me that last night wasn't just another dream.
A dream awake.
Whatever happens after today, never forget how I feel now.
No, we could just stay here. What are they gonna do? Drag us out of the motel, force us to go home?
Drom would probably interrupt a moment that I would rather not have interrupted. With the
Sophia's
best of
this
intentions.
close to saying wouldn't be the first time, but stops herself when she remembers Zeron didn't notice.
Tell him
And goes, yes.
That would be bad, wouldn't it? If that were to happen for the first time.
Sure takes a while to get past that in a
For
friendship.
the first time in forever, there'll be broming. There'll be love.
You get to see this face again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And footprints.
Yeah.
Oh, the footprints because you
Footprints.
stepped to the blue paint.
Classic
Everything. Absolutely everything.
You've painted yourself.
Mm-hmm. In your dream, I had you craft a beautiful life for yourself. And it was very difficult.
To give me a beautiful life?
No, to make you be selfish.
I'm sorry, I'll try to do better for you.
That's not what I'm saying.
Selfish is me not wanting to let you go. Selfish is also me wanting to let you go so that you can come back. Maybe tell me about the knocker you saw last.
Right. She's doing some very interesting work in the dreaming.
Really?
I met her the last time I was here.
Is she a traveler or a...
They're trying to find a way to further explore the deep dreaming and find ways of measuring it.
Zeron keeps asking questions about this, and it's clear that like he's half interested and half I'm kind of trying to make sure that we don't have to go anywhere, because as long as we don't get out of bed, then there is nothing wrong. And then clearly 5 minutes pass. Kyoko has rolled out of bed and is crawling along the ground towards her suitcase so that she can find something to pull on.
It's times like these when I realize I probably should keep some sort of coffee dispenser handy. I feel like you would at least be vertical at that point. Is there anything I can do? Perhaps I could dump you the contents of your suitcase on the floor for you so that you wouldn't have to open it.
You're so mean to me.
Am I?
You're
Mean would be
incredibly cruel.
mean would be this, and I just drag the suitcase like half a foot away.
No.
My God, do it again. No,
I'm not showing you the lab coat.
I push the suitcase towards her.
And then she puts on a t-shirt that just says, "What is a man?" Across the front, and a broken wine glass beneath it.
Cute. Is she like going for the no pants kind of look, or?
She drags out a pencil skirt and just pulls it up as best she can.
Great.
Glasses. Where
I find her glasses.
Puts them on. Okay. Now he's probably in there with her.
I'm sorry?
Zeron isn't married yet. He's probably in there with her right now.
Of course. And then I lower my voice. The breakup sex. I remember.
Exactly.
Well, surely that couldn't have been all night.
It isn't about night. It is about the knight, who is also in that room with her. And if you knock on that door, you see them, and just understand that that's going to be slightly strange for them. It's too early. And she walks out of the room and drags herself over. Sophia?
Good morning, Kyoko.
Good morning. We're going to go out for breakfast. There's a place just a block down from here. I hear that they make absolutely lovely cornbread. And that's what we're going to have. If you are willing to join us, we would absolutely adore it. If you're not, please, by all means, do whatever you like. You should know, though, that Brahm would really like to see you.
I got that sense. Thank you, Kyoko.
Okay.
If you see Patches, could you invite her too?
I would absolutely like to invite Patches for cornbread, because there's nothing that Patches likes more, I imagine, than being included. And she turns and then she looks at Brahm. You are so mean to everybody in the mornings.
I just don't believe in wasting one's day.
You are the king of bad mornings.
I pull out my phone and I text pass it.
Passes.
Tom needs his coffee.
Yeah. Anyway, I let Patches know where we're going, and then I give Kyoko one of these, and I think that went really well.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna send Brahm a thumbs up. See you there.
All right.
Sophia is going to very reluctantly get out of bed and find her phone. Figuring what the time difference would be, she's gonna really hope that Countess Ware is still asleep and has her phone on silent, because she's gonna leave a long and complicated voicemail for her.
Except that she might, you never know with Ware, she could be anywhere.
True.
Like, yeah, might be afternoon over there.
Maybe right behind you.
I mean, she sneaks around the world.
Oh my god! Countess Ware's going to San Diego!
Of course. Hey,
I didn't know that! Where in the world? Oh my god! I'm so jazzed now.
I mean, I think she could probably pull off her red trench coat and fedora.
And put it back on again.
This is funny!
Thank you.
I'm engaged. Marvelous.
Now we just have to keep it this way.
Knowing that I have allies is more than enough to let me fight.
Good.
I have a different, more important duty now.
Which is?
There's a promise in my heart. After all, there's going to have to be some kind of proposal ceremony.
Maybe after we've told everybody who could potentially be angry about this.
At least those who would be insulted.
Right.
There will be those who will be angry. It will happen.
That's right. I took the hottest little commodity off the market. And like goes over to
I was already married.
You smack his ass or something.
She just like kind of laughs and she like goes to the bathroom, close the door to leave the voicemail, so she's not distracted by his gloriousness.
Everyone wants to know what the voicemail is, so you might as well.
Right.
We're gonna hear it. Okay.
Hi, it's Sophia. I hope you're doing well. So, something's happened rather suddenly over here. Zeron was to be politically wed into House Dougal, to the Countess Neale, and we're in love, very much in love, and I proposed to him, and now we're engaged, and I really hope you can help us with this because, well, we've really signed up for it, haven't we? Anyway, let me know what you think. I just hope you would know what to do. Miss ya. All right, talk soon. Bye. Hangs up.
I liked the directionlessness of it too. The like, hey, help! Like,
by the time you leave the bathroom, Zeron has dressed.
Is he wearing the same clothes as the night before?
No. Zeron knows when to bring his clothes along with him.
Nice.
it's a little.
You rolled a 1!
Some of us don't give a fuck.
Some of us have too many fucks to get. One for you, and one for you.
I have a few extras lying around.
Oh, can I also add one thing that I mentioned on the voicemail?
Yeah.
Just because Kung Fu Fenris reminded me. I'm going to need to speak to Duke William as well. I plan on speaking to Duke William, but I wanted you to be the first of my house to know.
Fair enough. Who's making it to Cornbread Station? I don't know if there's that.
Is it called the Cornhole?
I'm gonna zip
Not.
back to my quarters and change before I go to the cornhole.
Corn.
I thought we were just moving on from that. I thought we were gonna not acknowledge
Now I
this.
kind of want to make cornbread. Remind me to get some cornmeal.
I made cornbread 2 days ago. Turned out
Fill all of our
great.
cupboards with flowers and meals and things.
So as you dodge raindrops on your way to the cornhole, Brahm, when you arrive, so it's you and Kyoko. The next person to arrive, I'm going to say, is going to be Patches. And then as Sophia, just before you enter, are you entering with Zeron, or are you doing the whole like I'll leave and then you come like 3 minutes later? Or?
We can go in. No, you know
Because
what?
Zeron's a gentleman. He always comes 3 minutes later.
Ayo. No, we'll go in separately. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not.
So you're going first, I'm going to assume. So
Yeah.
just before you enter, 3 minutes later, you get a text message, which is, and I will read it aloud to you.
Excellent.
What? Congratulations! Better to ask forgiveness than permission, I suppose. Give me a while to confer with Spency. This is quite a power move you're attempting, darling. By the way, are you hosting anything for Beltane? I have a dress, and I'm just trying to decide the event it's for.
I'm going to write back just like if you help me with this, then Beltane will be in your honor, and it will be the grandest party that the Spark has ever seen.
Whoa.
I'm going to point out that the current date in game right now is April 6th, so you have like a month.
She's making absurd promises right now. She's grasping at straws, shall we say.
I mean, if Beltane's going to be a waiter, she'll be grasping at something else.
Oh my god!
Anyway, so finally you can reunite. It's the three of you in one location, which has not happened in a fucking long time.
Yeah,
Hi, nice to see both of you. We can't all be in the same place. Bye.
What? Oh.
No.
All right. I will speak to this cardboard cutout of Patches that I have here. Hang on. Here we are. It's just her doing this. Okay.
Morning.
And the same.
Morning.
I trust everyone slept well. Like trying to avoid eye contact with Sophia. Patches, all was well in terms of the cleanup after the gala. I know you wouldn't take care of it, but it seemed to have gone very well.
It was wonderful.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it all went well. Things are working.
Hey, can I corn you up there? And there's just this guy standing there. He's got a ponytail and he's wearing a hemp shirt and he's holding a pad of paper.
I would like to rattle off an order in exactly the order that, like, the waiters are used to at this location, because I'm going to say that I have been to this place back when I was stationed in Halifax.
Oh shit!
Right, I get your corn ready.
I'll have what she's having.
Sure, a twofer. And you?
Yes, 2 for.
I'll just have one of these corn kombuchas.
Righto, corn kombucha. Be seeing you.
Sounds horrible.
He turns away and, corn kombucha.
I know, that sounds horrifying.
Yeah, it's, wow. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Sophia is looking around the restaurant to just see if there's anyone that she recognizes before dropping this knowledge doozy.
I just wanted to congratulate you again, Patches. I truly believe the new wing is a real triumph. Not that you didn't know that, of course, but...
Brom, first, Sophia, your phone.
Ah, yes.
Any chance on Zeron Ap Liam? Let me know. Hex to Brom. When you find out what you're going to find out, I need you to talk to him and tell me if it's truth or cowardice. The boys are excellent, BTW.
Great to hear about the boys. Sorry, everyone, just a brief moment here. Great to hear about the boys. What? What do you mean? Question mark, question mark, question mark? But I don't expect a reply.
So, back to Montreal this afternoon, I suppose?
Yes, the Duke Granville informed me that we will be having a visit from his niece, I believe, in the near future.
Yes, I gave her a tour yesterday morning.
Oh, how is she? I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Interested in electrics. So she was a good person to give a tour to, because she actually understood what I was saying.
She must have many questions, or she must have much interest in seeing the spark.
Yep.
I should point out that every time she walked by a workstation, all the tools subtly aligned themselves to be, like, straighter in her presence.
Nice.
Nice.
Yes, she was very interested and asked if she could visit, and I said that would be fine.
Oh, she's coming to visit?
Yes, she's the niece of Duke Granville, and so she is going to be paying a visit.
I have agreed to be her knight on life for when she is in Cross's shadow.
What?
Is she expecting to duel someone? What's in my own life?
This is something I actually wanted a bit more clarification from the Duke Granville on. It seems highly unnecessary to assign additional security to her, so to speak.
So what this
I'm
means
sure it's
that
ceremonial.
you are her protector while she's there.
If any harm was to attempt to come to her, then yes, I suppose that is.
Oh my god.
Is this?
Let's keep the spark out of trouble so that we don't have to sacrifice Braun to protecting her rather than protecting the spark.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Wait.
so
Sacrifice.
about that,
Is there a threat to the spark, Lady Sophia?
No. Far from it.
Good. Good.
This
Would you tell
spark
Sister where you were going?
is about to become infinitely
Cock.
better in all ways.
Didn't occur to me, so I'm going to say no. Maybe right now I'll text them.
Wait, who are you texting?
Sister and Cog. Because apparently I just thought about them.
Oh shit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I look at Zeron. Sir Zeron, and I drop my voice. Sorry?
He's not there yet.
Oh, he's not
Remember
there yet. Okay.
You said that you were coming separately.
Yes, that's true. All right, well, Sir Zeron and I have an announcement to make. We're engaged.
Congratulations. That's wonderful news.
Patches?
I'm gonna lean across the table and give Sophia a big clap on the back as well. That is wonderful. no, just
sends her head right into her kornbucha.
My kombucha.
Congratulations, Lady Sophia.
Please.
That is excellent.
Tell me that you're going to give us enough lead time, because I assume you're going to want to have it at the spark, the wedding.
I mean, I haven't even gotten around to thinking about
Just
this.
make sure we have enough lead time, because I want to actually make it up to your standards.
Oh, that's so sweet, Patches.
And let's not have a repeat of
I might
the last
start a
wedding
mood board
from the
tomorrow, but no. There's things we need
Excuse
to
me?
figure out first.
Mood board tomorrow? Not build it, have it tomorrow?
No, I'm just gonna start coming up with the
Okay,
colors,
okay.
Just casually, maybe make a Pinterest board or something. But I have to. There's things, complications.
Things.
Doubly so because I just found out that if I don't play this properly, then, I might be fighting you or something. So.
I don't understand what.
Why would that happen?
This news has something to do with the Countess Neale.
The door opens up and Zeron walks in, and you can hear your server who's approaching with your kombucha and all that. You hear him whisper under his breath, "Jesus Christ."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Horrible.
It's not great. It's not great.
It's not great. So Zeron, please come and join us.
Thank you. And he comes over and he sits down. He deliberately chooses a chair next to Sophia, and he slips a hand in hers.
Take his hand.
Sophia has just shared the news. Congratulations.
Yes, old friend, hearty congratulations are in order. When will the banns be announced? I, for one, would love to shout this from the rooftops.
Can you just lower your voice just a little bit?
I'm sorry, my voice carries naturally. It's very resonant.
At the risk of sounding overly Canadian, we are in fact lovers in a dangerous time.
What's the complication?
Oh, right.
That he was to be married to the Countess Neale. An alliance
Since when?
between Fiona and Dougal.
But I assume that the two of you have had this planned for some time before this potential, purely theoretical political alliance was to take place.
I mean, it just seems like a little bit of a slap in the face to both Fiona and Dougal.
Sir Zeron, I have to assume that by this announcement that you are not interested in this other engagement?
Fuck no.
Can I, cheers? Well, then fuck them, and fuck that.
Oh, Patches, it's really nice to talk to you about this.
I don't wish to be a wet blanket. I'm just a bit confused. Perhaps you presented this as an issue, but it sounds like everything has been resolved. You have been engaged for some amount of time. There was due to potentially be a political alliance, and now neither of those things are... That's not to happen. Am I understanding this correctly?
I think the implication is that the political alliance hasn't necessarily been officially canceled, so I'm guessing that Sophie is nice enough to tell her friends first.
Ones to know, aside from Countess Ware.
And, my friends, you don't think it's... you don't believe it's necessary to speak with other members of your house in regards to how that might appear to the outside.
Of course, that's
we'll
why
just
we're not
set up
shouting
a
it from
different
the rooftops. But we
Dougal
wanted to tell
Fiona alliance.
Motley first. Sorry, Patches, you were saying?
We'll just set up a different Dougal Fiona alliance. That's all.
Do you have any ideas?
If the High Queen is still around, I'll see if she'll hear me. I have thoughts.
Kyoko starts approaching the door to enter, and then just then a truck just barrels by and...
Oh, no!
And she is just absolutely drenched from head to foot.
Oh.
And she just stands there for a second, and then looks up in the door, and she turns around and starts heading back to the hotel.
I'm actually going to text 7.
Okay.
Hello.
Would the High Queen be available to meet me before she departs?
I clicked on the wrong thing.
It's okay.
You get an answer back, like you send the text, and then you instantly get a text back like this, which is, and it simply reads, 10:30 Presidential Suite.
We'll see what, perhaps not the head of House Dougal, but a prominent member has to say.
I mean...
Obviously, we did not do this with the intention of making things complicated for all of you, but...
Let me make it uncomplicated for you. My big project's done.
So I have nothing left to live for.
Oh my god! Cornhole man, no! I realize it's not it.
I mean, it could be. I don't know.
Oh my god.
But this was the only thing to do.
What do you mean it was the only thing to do?
We searched both our dreams and our hearts, and there this was.
That is very sweet.
I think it's a very lovely combination of love conquers all and passion before duty.
That's someone honking at Kyoko as she tries to jaywalk back to the
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
Halifax.
Sorry, eh?
Gangster town. I'm sorry. I'm just a little concerned. I suppose all appropriate parties will need to be informed before I have the honor and the privilege of being alongside the Countess Neale and having to not say anything about this to her.
No official announcement has been made, so...
With no official announcement made, it also means that there is no official reason why things cannot proceed the way that they have between Dougal and Fiona. One way or the other, we are going to have to make something happen soon.
If there is no public announcement, then there need not be a public slight. I'm hoping that we can settle matters with the Countess directly.
The Countess is planning on making her public announcement in Cross's shadow as early as tomorrow.
She will be our honored guest at Cross's shadow. We will find a way of breaking the news to her in a respectful way that offers up some kind of alternative.
Sophia, you get a text.
Oh, God.
Waiting on some other information, but I'm at home with Spency. Sweetie, when is Zeron expected to meet Neale next?
I'm going to show that message to Zeron.
This is... Who is this?
Oh, Countess Ware. Silly.
Silly, wow, okay.
Whoa, buddy.
Holy shit.
He's gone crazy.
Alright, he's not Gwydion, so it's okay.
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a second.
Gwydion are the ones who just like...
Perfect.
Aww.
I offer up Reggie.
The dream of Reggie.
Yeah.
Risky.
He'll be your sworn knight or whatever it's called.
I'm supposed to meet with her tomorrow to discuss the dowry. Or, sorry, today I'm supposed to meet her to discuss the dowry, and tomorrow the announcement is to be made.
Right, then we have to...
Do I owe you a dowry?
Just keep your hair.
Were you planning on shaving it?
No, Brom,
What?
I just love his hair. I just want to have access to his hair. That's what I want as a dowry. Is that weird?
Strange that you're bringing it up over breakfast, frankly.
We're at a corner.
Zeron, despite having never ordered, gets a plate of cornbread and a glass of champagne set next to him.
Lovely.
Thank you. Don't mention it, eh? And he saunters off.
He's taken. No, I'm not gonna.
Not that taken.
Sorry.
That's what I think was happening over
Pretty
here.
much. So Sophia's going to write back to Ware with the information just related by Zeron.
Well, I am fully at the disposal of my friends to try to assist as best I can. I certainly do not know what I can do to provide assistance. I guess I love it. I guess I'm just still a little lost here on the timeline. Perhaps that's not important. The Duke Granville is probably quite attached to this alliance. Do we not think? I certainly know nothing of his inner life.
I would assume that since she is his niece, she mentioned this to me when I was giving the that he would be happy for her happiness and happy for Zeron's happiness. I do believe that you and the Duke are friends.
He has a duty to House Fiona as well, of course.
Well, I hope that his first reaction will be happiness for his friends.
I like to think this is a pretty good get for House Fiona.
Yes, of course, absolutely. The esteemed Baroness of House Liam is...
Her Majesty's Advisor of Dreams.
Her Majesty's... advisor of dreams. Absolutely, it's quite a political alliance. I simply wonder how the High Queens... Can I make a politics roll about what the potential fallout of the Queen's own house getting snubbed in an alliance like this might be?
Yeah, you can totally make politics rolls. This will be an intelligence politics roll with a difficulty of 8 because you're not Dougal.
Rip. I'm making it. I'm making the roll. I should mention the drawback of being a member of the Companionship of the Golden Braid is a +1 difficulty to politics rolls outside of Terranar or Montreal, and I'm wondering if this would have
This applies to Terranar.
Okay, so just
because it specifically is about Lenore.
That does make sense. No, well, oh no, okay, no, there's an 8 there. There's an 8, guys. So no successes.
So you just failed.
So no successes.
Oh no, if he had botched, I would have given him so much information.
I get really excited about the possibility.
It's true, that might be a concern, but you just have no idea how Dougal would manage it. Sophia, you get a text. Sophia, you certainly do want things 100%. Before he meets with Neale, with as much extra time as possible, let me know how much he is expecting as dowry. You proposed? ? Is he expecting to keep his oaths to Fiona? Is there any oaths binding him to Dougal?
I show this to Zeron.
So how your oaths doing?
I'm not oathed to Dougal, other than I have an oath to the companionship of the Golden Braid, which is, of course, the High Queen Lenore's. As for whether or not I'm remaining in House Dougal or Fiona, fuck. Shit. Fuck
Stack.
shit. Stack.
It is good cornbread.
I was not intended to go to House Dougal through this arrangement. This was supposed to be a marriage of alliance.
And I add in little brackets, this is also my wish. Alliance, not transference. Exclamation mark.
I don't like how he looks in blue.
You got the goods? Yeah.
Well, people already hate Liam.
Trading
They
up
don't
to
need to
Fiona.
hate them anymore for taking Zeron fully
Guess
into
you
the
should have
house.
fucking thought of that before you proposed.
No
Sophia.
way.
No way. I want that ass forever. Oh my god.
Wow.
Hair. I meant to say hair.
And
Dowry?
yes, I-
Question mark?
Sorry?
Dowry? Question mark? You get as a text?
And does she mean the dowry discussion that he's had with...
I don't know what she means. That's the text.
So I respond with, do you mean the dowry with Dougal? I don't expect anything that I don't already have. And then she makes like little hearty eyes. She's one of those insufferable, like freshly engaged people. All I want is our love.
I'm not certain what the dowry was to be. That was going to be arranged today.
There was a nice piece of art.
Sorry?
There was a nice piece of art. It was a little plaque with some house symbols on it.
Zarin looks very amused by this.
Is there something funny happening, Suzanne?
It would mean that the belief is that she brings more to the marriage than I do, and therefore the dowry needs not be extensive.
She is a countess.
Yes. I don't necessarily disagree with the evaluation. Just, it's good to know where I stand.
Is she a countess of great renown? I must admit my knowledge of those rulers of the Kingdom of Apples to be lost to time, shall we say?
She has some land.
She has an entire county under her control.
She's very, very, very attractive.
And I am a landless knight.
Indeed. I just have to tell everybody at this table that I'm a little bit nervous about all this, and I couldn't be happier for the two of you. I'm truly very happy for your love. I'm just a bit nervous what might happen if you, as you say, Lady Sophia, this is to become a snub of some kind.
We are doing our best to ensure that it is not seen as one. We have to trust in our own abilities to make friends and keep them as best we can. And also trust that she'll see that it's for the best. We'll find something to offer her.
Something that could possibly replace my good friend Sir Zeron here?
Well,
I don't
we're going
think
to
so.
try our very best.
I don't believe you will find anywhere a knight of greater renown, bravery, and passion.
You don't need to tell me.
You.
Shut up.
At the door to the restaurant, it opens, and now Kyoko, who is now dressed in a hoodie and leggings, comes in, and she is dry because she is walking next to a guy holding an umbrella for her, who has a Swim Life T-shirt across his chest, and he comes in. All right, here you are.
Do I recognize this guy?
Oh yes.
Oh, hey, Chad.
Oh yes. Oh hey, check it out. Your friends are here. All right, how's it going?
You can have my seat. I've got a meeting to get to.
No, that's not necessary. I don't want to interrupt your breakfast. Just wanted to say hello, and it's good to see them. You've come back to our fine city.
How's your gooch? She's like gathering her things and like leaving some cash on the table.
Oh, you know about my piercing? Dude, this thing happened like a year ago, and it like I thought that it kind of hurt, but it felt kind of good, and so then I thought maybe it would be a good idea to, get that sensation again, but like in a more serious way. I got a sick bar down there now.
There are people that are particularly into CBT, if that's really what you're up for.
CBT? Is that like...
You should Google it. Have a good breakfast, friends.
Is that like some kind of workout, like HIIT or something like that?
I'm looking it up now, Chad.
Oh, Brom.
HIIT.
Don't look that up.
Oh. Well, I've already typed in 2 of the letters.
Don't do it, bro.
Hey, are any of you into high-intensity interval training? Like, I swear, man, the Tabatas, they just fucking wreck me, dude.
Are you joining us, Chad? Is
Oh, don't mind if I do. And then he pulls up a chair, the one that you vacated, and he
Yeah.
sits down and he like picks at some of the cornbread that you left behind.
What?
Pops it into his mouth. So what are we talking about?
Well, I was just about to thank you, actually, for lending your umbrella to this fine lady here.
Oh yeah, no, she's totally like welcome for it. I heard that she got soaked, like she came in and she was all dripping wet and like clothes kind of all clinging to her and stuff. And Kyoko just takes one look at her and she's just like, really? So like I decided to like wait around, and then when she came out, it was like, oh, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going to like this place. And I'm like, well, I can take the umbrella. And I'm like, I could totally just walk you there. And she was like, I don't know if that's necessary. And I'm like, it's not totally necessary, but I'll totally do it because that's how we do in Halifax, yo. And so she was like, well, okay, I guess. And so I opened my umbrella, and you can see my umbrella's fucking huge, dude. So
that's really great, chat. Thank you. That's I'm glad to glad to get the full play-by-play.
So
How
yeah,
are you?
like I just, and she said that she'd buy me breakfast.
Oh, she did. Oh, all right. Well, of course, that's then.
Yeah, I was planning on taking it at the bar, but like I don't mind sitting with you fine folks.
Well, we're just taking in the sights here in Halifax. A wonderful place, of course.
Halifax, totally wicked place, dude. Like, I'm absolutely serious. It is the best. But, like, you don't need to know that from me. You've already been here, man. You've already come back. It's totally the best right here, right now.
But Chad, I actually... there's something that happened last time we were here that I've been meaning to ask you about.
Yeah, what up?
I didn't have a donaire.
Dude.
What do I do about this?
Party foul.
There were so many choices, Chad. I wasn't sure what to do.
Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna ditch this cornhole, and we're gonna go get you some motherfucking donaire. Right now. You and me, bruh.
Yes.
Let's go.
Bruh. Have fun.
This I will do on behalf of my friends. I will conquer the Halifax donaire. And I look to Kyoko. You are all right? You seem much drier now.
I've never been drier.
I will see you all anon.
Right on, bro. All right. So he reaches his hand around you and he can't quite. Like, he's got a big wingspan because he's a swimmer, but, like, you're a pretty big dude. So he sort of, like, claps you on the back. Okay, so, like, look, the thing is, when you're looking for a donaire, what you really want, and, like, the door opens,
Sure.
and he's like, oh, hold on, let me just pull out my big umbrella here. And, like, it...
Is it large?
Oh, it's a golf umbrella. It's pretty big.
Okay. Good on you, buddy.
You gotta be careful when you're out here in Halifax, man. You can get wet in so many different ways, bro. All right, so look, the first thing that you're gonna look for, it's not price, it's actually gonna be quality, and then the door closes.
Well, really? Quality over price? Okay. I never would have thought. Oh, God. I'm gonna have so many questions.
If he's invited to the wedding, I'm not coming. In more ways than one.
So Kyoko knows.
Shit.
I tell her very quickly.
Oh no, she knows that there is a wedding.
True.
She doesn't know which one.
Excellent. Dead. I look at Zeron. I've been claiming the honors of telling people all morning. You want to take this one?
No. I like hearing it.
Kyoko, Zeron and I are engaged.
Oh shit. Oh shit. And she gets up and she walks over and she wraps Zeron in a hug and then reaches over and just pulls Sophia into it and gives Sophia a rather long kiss on the cheek.
And Sophia's gonna go to hug her too.
Patches. You get back to the Grand Best Inn.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Seven is waiting for you outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask, is this a clandestine meeting or not?
It doesn't have to be. It's just a brief meeting, though I would prefer it be just her. You're welcome to participate, but...
I believe in this particular instance, I will do you the honor of letting you know that there isn't a conversation that you get to have with Lenore without my participation.
Fair.
She's waiting upstairs.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me arrange this on such short notice.
It is the least that I can do for the lady of the hour.
Okay, well, I got it.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
So you knock on the door. She opens it, pours tea.
Your Majesty, thank you for agreeing to see me on such short notice.
And to what do I owe this particular honor?
I'm afraid I'm going to spoil an announcement and perhaps loop you in on some political happenings. There is a situation that I'm not certain whether you are aware yet or not, but there was to be an engagement between a member of House Dougal and the House Fiona.
Yes, Zeron.
Um,
A political marriage between him and the Countess Neale.
yes. And,
It's all right.
it's highly impertinent.
Impertinence is the last thing I would accuse you of.
Sir Zeron's heart belongs to another.
Oh,
And is...
is it to the Guru?
No.
I'd heard something about pups.
She was not seeking a romantic life.
Is it to Brahm?
It is Lady Sophia.
Oh,
I'm wondering if there is a different alliance that could be offered to still allow an alliance between the houses, but not necessarily involve Sir Zeron.
I see.
As
Neither Dougal nor Fiona were aware that he had a prior commitment.
correct.
Bro. Yes.
And does she return this love?
Yes.
Well, I suppose of course she does.
I think it's
This is an awkward situation.
likely too soon for me to wrangle Cog and knighthood. Even if I could, I think it might be a little quickly to me marrying you off.
Dear
But
God. Dear
if
God.
I may be extremely bold, extremely bold,
Because you haven't been already.
See.
you had said that you wouldn't offer me a title because I wouldn't accept.
I offered you a title once before. You did not accept. You were offered to become a companion of the Golden Braid. That includes title.
Okay. I would have assumed it would have been associated to House Gwydion, because everyone I know from Golden Braid is Gwydion.
It's possible, except for
Okay.
Zeron. He's Fiona.
That's true.
And I believe... Is Helena Fiona or is she Gwydion?
I think she's Gwydion.
What I
She's
remember.
Gwydion too, right? Yeah. A lot of them are Gwydion because
yeah.
it was David's...
Yeah.
David was the Red Branch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fala is Gwydion because she became Brom's squire.
Yeah, exactly.
So
so
it's basically... Yeah,
yeah,
it's
so
Zeron.
then my response would be,
Is Claude Whittier?
I
Yes. He doesn't get along well, though, because his Unseelie and Unseelie Gwydion are kind of like...
Right.
yeah.
Like, we have them, but we don't talk about them.
Yeah, we
Much
just
like
don't put them
me
on
and
ice.
my family. Oh my god.
The Golden Braid was newly formed and did not have a clear mission statement. I believe in understanding what I am swearing to.
As most should, yes.
That is the only reason for my having declined, and a certain association with House Gwydion, which I do not feel.
The offer is still open. Patches?
It would have to learn a lot about the ways of the courts, as I assume it would be extremely rude to request a position in a house.
No.
Then
You would potentially become either knighted by me and inducted into House Dougal, or there is the possibility that you could become a knight of the realm. Attached to no house, it would be more difficult, but it is possible.
House Dougal feels like an appropriate fit for me. If you would do me that honor.
Why now?
Your having said that the other day made me think about whether or not I would want to be in a house. What house I would choose if I could. And the current other situation is perhaps forcing my hand to be so upfront about it.
I was very proud of my father. And one of the things that I was most proud that he did was he did not force me to change my allegiance from Dougal to Gwydion. What you are offering here, Patches, I cannot force upon you. And if you believe that this is the action that you wish to take, then I also cannot refuse. But you must know that Dougal will never look at anything other than your deeds. And your deeds are many and great. They would be honored to have you. But it would involve certain responsibilities to the house.
I am prepared to undertake them.
If you wish to become a companion of the Golden Braid, then we can discuss this.
I would prefer to settle that matter separately, if able. I have clearly acted alongside them.
Yes, that is without question.
I think it's the overpresence of Gwydion, perhaps, that leaves it a little less comfortable. I would prefer to think on that.
It is part of the reason why I would be honored if you would accept. Because it should not be a Gwydion institution. Zeron is key to that strategy.
I would need to understand the exact mission statement of the Golden Braid.
And that can be discussed. But
I believe in swearing what I mean. I've been reading it on my phone.
But if this is something that you want, you can do it here, now. And we will consider this towards our situation with our mutual friend.
I'd like to go down on one knee, I guess. Maybe. No. But like
Not here. Take me to the throne room.
No, just the title.
as in back at Terranar.
In an instant, you find yourself in there, and there's one lone satyr pushing a broom. And he looks up, and she says, "Oh, Miles, would you stay? We need a witness." And she reaches behind the throne, and she pulls Caliburn off the wall. Caliburn, the mightiest weapon in all of
Oh, come
Concordia.
on. You had it sent down a sewer. You can't give us that look.
You're exaggerating.
And she draws it, and it's kind of clear that she can handle its weight, but like it's not a sword designed for someone of her size, and yet she makes it work. Now you may kneel.
I kneel.
Oh shit, dude.
My heart is Dougal's heart. My arm will take up his hammer. My body will take on his burden. My heart will take on his will. I will work until the end of my days doing his work.
I dub thee Patches Ap Dougal, knight in service to me. And now here's the thing. You have now sworn into House Dougal,
Mm-hmm.
which means that you must immediately
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So for each level of the title background a member purchases, which is at this point 2,
Oh shit! I thought it would
a
be
part of
one.
her body
Okay.
is replaced with a fully functional artificial component.
I will come up with exactly what that is for next session, if that's okay.
Yep, but those 2 parts of your body instantly fail. Now I should point out that Lenore doesn't look like she has artificial parts
I'll ask
usually,
Cog.
but
Ah, linen, my skin. Oh my god.
we may be losing Zeron. We may have just gained something greater.
I'll have to read up on the members of House Fiona.
We're going to have to get you a sword. And she sheathes Caliburn like, ha, and then puts it back up, and you hear like a click as it just adheres to the wall behind the throne.
Nice.
Thank you. I stand.
And she pulls you into a hug.
Oh, I will hug her.
The golden braid is meant to be my will for justice and my conscience. It is meant to be those who fight further, farther, and fiercer, because not anyone is asking them to, but because they know for themselves that it is essential and important. That they know that by acting outside the law, that they can be the law, but that they can be just, not because a noble tells them that they are, or because they wield the authority of someone corrupt, but because they are incorruptible, and because they are entwined, each of them watching out for the other, always, from now until the end and beyond. There's a reason, and then she turns, and then she swipes back one of the curtains beside the throne, and you see that Kay's name has been inscribed into the wall. There's a reason why they are remembered. Always.
To this I swear.
Well, no, we're going to have to get the rest of the braid in here for that.
To this
But I
am.
can start weaving you your bracelet soon. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about Neela's feelings.
She seemed happy enough speaking to me. I'll see what I can do. As her new housemate, should I bring us back or leave you home?
Sorry, what did you say?
Should I bring us back or leave you here?
I think you're going to have to bring me back. I have a meeting with someone else. And I think
Want me to leave your clothes behind? Or...
that will end the session there.
Oh my god.
Brahm,
Yes.
I do have to inform you of a text, though.
Okay.
I find Zeron is meeting with Neale today, so your assessment sooner than later would be most useful, Sir Brahm. Your aid is appreciated.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
I have to update the fucking overlay again.
Oh shit. I'm sorry.
Hooray!
Sorry, friends, for not filling you
Nope.
in on one of my contingency plans.
I am ecstatic. This is a contingency plan? This is amazing.
It was like, oh yeah, great, they fixed it. And I was like, wait, now Dougal and Fiona are going to be pissed. How do I fix that? Okay.
So, I had no fucking idea.
Sorry. Thank you.
I had no goddamn idea.
It's alright, Kung Fu. One of us will be stripped of our titles to make up for it, I'm sure. In some cosmic balancy way, it's going to be...
I did come up with Miles' name on the fly.
Miles. My favorite part was when you jokingly betrothed Cog to
Oh.
the High Queen.
That was my like quick like, hey, can I get out of this? Can I get out of this? No? Okay. I'll
No
just
bigger
go
than
the other way.
Nicholas. Erwin, can you make sure to have posted that so that we can see? 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I bet it was really close.
And sorry, Ergwin, you mentioned another text that Sophia would have received. Is that something I should write down now so I know for next time?
I might have missed one. I kind of all of a sudden was like, oh fuck, what's going on?
Sorry.
Shit.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's very good, I would
Okay.
say.
Excuse me. Oh, there you go.
Oh, how much is I'm expecting from Liam?
Not fucking much.
Not much.
For Sophia to keep her hair.
Hey, I'll take my players taking the crazy train any day. But I was not prepared. I am... Illidan warned me and I was not prepared. So, yeah, that's a thing. That's
You guys
a
are
thing.
gonna be. You guys are gonna be so mad when I upgrade Fala and like introduce you to my new squire Chad.
So if we look at this, if there was a hashtag secret villain, that would have been a bingo.
Secret villain.
And you know what? Because so much shit happened, I'm gonna say that secret villain can get ticked off just so that you'll get the extra experience.
Yay!
For bingo.
Thank you. Or is this John's way of saying that there was a secret villain, Chad or Lenore or somebody, and we just don't know?
I mean,
It was our own hormones.
Yeah, it's true. We were our own villain.
Bingo, bingo, bingo.
That's
Hooray.
That's a bingo. Yeah, our players took the crazy train and not the lead train to Foxville.
Hooray!
It's true. So we're gonna find out. Oh, that's playing too early. No, stop playing. I don't have it yet. Rasmir's gonna be so pressed. I mean, there's a good chance, but we'll see. We'll see how things fall out. I mean, like, look, there's been a lot of maneuverings that have just fucking happened, and they don't normally play politics like this. But hey, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. I have a week to load up the gun. This means we're gonna have to delay Beltane, folks.
I suppose.
I mean, it totally does. Because next session is not going to be Beltane. There's too much to.
That's fair.
There's a lot of fallout.
Wow.
Oh, this keyboard is just like.
John got a new keyboard. And he's bringing it with him to every computer he sits at.
Quiet
It's
too.
that.
Today's play of the game is available for voting now. Sophia steals the Zeron from under Neale. Patches becomes a motherfucking knight, or Brahm does his duty as the only morning person at the Four Seasons. That's vote 0, 1, or 2. And if you are all kind, audience, today you will game the vote so that it's a 3-way tie. If you're at all kind. So what did you learn? We're gonna start with Kate actually this time around.
I learned that Patches steadfastly believes in passion before duty, such that love can conquer all.
Wow.
Oh my
God.
Liz?
That's so sweet.
When Sophia walked in Zeron's dream and realized that there was no way that she could let him be sent out there into that marriage, it all just became very clear what she needed to do and what she wanted.
Brom? Scott's what's learning. Brom learns little.
Brom doesn't learn, that's for sure. He's too old to learn. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I guess two things just quickly. Like, one, I guess I wasn't aware, or I guess Brom learned how much his fellow motley mates were willing to fucking go nuts for their own, not for their own happiness, but to keep Zeron around. I guess that's the big thing. I guess he thought Zeron was his best friend, and not so close to everybody else. So that's a great realization.
Oh yeah.
No, I know we're all close. It's just, anyway, but and also I learned that Brom is he's not overly stuffy or conservative or whatever, but he's pretty staunchly traditional in the sense of yes, alliances need to be maintained between different houses, and if it's that has to be through political marriages, okay. I think, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's what I learned, is that Brom was going to be okay with it going forward. Do you want to get in there? Oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Never say that I don't interfere with things. But it's at least a 2-way tie.
Oh.
Yeah. As it should be.
Thanks, y'all.
Good job, yo.
I mean, here's the thing. Any day of the week, proposing marriage would have won you play the game. Any day of the week. And then Kate happened.
Yes!
Hey, Patches could have saved our bacon with this. Can't wait to see how this turns out.
I am so excited, Patches. Just for what it's worth, I'm thinking like cybernetic skeleton. You could do a mech suit kind of thing. Just your skeleton is the thing that fails, so you need to replace it with adamantium.
That's for when I become the High Queen.
So I'm going to point out that the house flaw, by the way, I thought it was the old house flaw, which is just you develop a disability. And that you generally create something to overcome that disability. Lenore, for instance, is deaf in one ear. Now, I actually kind of appreciate that now it's just no, you replace a part of your body with cybernetics, which is, or the equivalent. It doesn't have to be cybernetics or whatever. But I appreciate that because it's just sort of it's not oh, well, you become infirm, but at the same time, one per title? Lenore basically isn't just I am a robot, right? Jeez. So we'll see. I might actually only ask you to take one. I might overrule that.
What is the Duke gonna do?
But I mean, it's a knight, so it's not just oh, my
Steward, I guess, is below knight.
Squire.
Squire, that's the one. Steward. I'm the steward.
Yeah. Which means that Patches, you gain title 2.
Oh my fucking
Yes,
God, so
Patches.
Cool.
That is a background.
That's a background.
Okay.
The bonuses of being in tight with the High Queen and having access to the young man that she's boning.
Yep.
Yup. Wow.
Would the motley notice the rank elevation? Not necessarily right away. So I know that some games have something where if you've sworn an oath to somebody and then they die, then you instantly know that your oath is no longer applicable. And I kind of don't like that rule. because it sort of makes it so that like the instant that something happens, everyone like changelings everywhere would just be like, oh, okay, something happened to my motley. And that used to be something that was a function of an art called Dreamcraft, that you could link people together and that they would sort of know. So Dreamcraft sucks because you could just swear an oath and like it's the same fucking thing. But they'll absolutely be able to tell if they try to cast a cantrip on her.
Yes,
and
of course.
they don't have access to Fae 2. So there's that. This game was extremely unexpected to me in a lot of different ways. I knew that there was a lot of like thinking. And Kate, if you don't mind my saying, you said like, oh, Patches isn't going to let this go. And I'm like, oh, she's going to be on together with the plans that other players are making. Nope.
No, not it. I was sort of like, okay, cool. So Sophia figured it out. I don't have to go down this other route until, that we need to keep them from creating the ire of House Dougal.
Well,
but that's it, right? Like that's why I'm so kind of excited to see how this next stage plays out, because it's not just the fact that Neale was due to marry Zeron. It was like also there's like this larger political game at play, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, has one house lost something versus another house gaining something, and like by you being put into the house, has that elevated them enough? It's cool. Neela's gonna be mad.
I mean, but now we also have another member or a potential member of the Golden Braid.
Maybe.
Potentially, yes.
Oh, which means you have to have a trial.
I'll have to finally watch that episode.
Your trial is telling the Duke what you've done.
I'm telling him.
And this may put additional pressure on Sophia at this point. This may put additional pressure on Sophia. In that you're married to a companion of the Golden Braid, your entire motley is going to be made up of companions of the Golden Braid. So, I mean, like, there's a lot of things that we'll see. Look, guess what? That means that there's more fucking shit for you to watch. So, you're welcome. My players are fucking crazy trained. Congratulations.
Woohoo!
Have you ever seen one of these? The other game. Everyone knows. Okay.
We've got a lot of fallout to deal with this. Not to mention, we're gonna have a wedding.
I mean, one way or another, there's gonna be a wedding.
We'll either have a wedding or an execution. Either way, we're sure to have a lot of fun, huh?
Yeah, Kung Fu Fenders, I was wondering, because you said, I'm so damn peeved higher up in the chat. And now you're saying, I love it. So I think you're pleased.
Go to jail. Go to jail, Neon Deflector. We love Borf. We love Borf.
We love Borf. We also love She Who Knows 10,000 Things. For some text participation in here, Erwin, but also just because you're just damn sweet. Crosshair. Somewhere out there. I hope you're asleep and dreaming of impossibilities. Because that's what fucking happened tonight. Hey, we also have to thank Erwin alongside a bunch of other people. We got sub-bombed. We got donations in. The hype train left the station. I wish I could rename the hype train to the bullet train to Foxville, but I doubt Twitch will let me do that.
Even if we could just call it the bullet train, that would,
That would be pretty good, too.
I should just let you know, we're incredibly happy to be able to keep doing this, and your support makes that easier. It isn't required, but it does make things easier for us, and it is so appreciated. So thank you for that. It's part of the reason why we were able to go instantly from being together to being in isolation and still being able to bring this to you. Buying us that kind of flexibility is huge. And as a personal thanks, it means that I get to keep gaming with the people I love. So that's,
You're married to two of us now, John.
Whoop.
Well, I'm married to one of you. I'm engaged to the other one.
True. And you made it with all three.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, look.
But he's used to that, so...
This
That's
face,
old
right?
news.
So it is something that I want to make sure that you know is extremely valuable to us on a personal level, extremely valuable to me on a personal level. And so we have to thank you. And Nirvana just dumps on more of it, so thank you. But the good thing is that you can also keep watching us throughout the week. What's going on?
Tomorrow we're gonna get to the bottom of these fucking crazy ass contradictions over on twitch.tv/BiffTheBoss. There's cults. There's yelling. There's salvia. It's wild, guys.
Kate is dead.
It's getting crazy over there.
Okay.
We'll see. I may have figured out a setup for me to stream. Details on the Twitter or the Discord.
Definitely on the Discord. Liz?
Yes, Wednesday at 4, we're continuing Nancy Drew and the Mystery of Lila Ginn. The last thing that happened was she saw a large rock hurtling through the air toward her open window. Yes, that's 4 o'clock on Wednesday on my channel, Eastern. And then Friday at 6, we've got more Punchy.
I haven't been able to secure an RPG Clinic guest yet or a time, but we'll see if we can get that done. In the meantime, you can always count on us. Well, most of the time you can count on us. Well, sometimes. Well, we'll definitely try to be here Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time right here. I mean, look, a lot of shit has happened, but shit is not anywhere near over. It's going to be heating up, and I am all kinds of this for it. I know it's tough out there, but we're going to get through it together, separately, as long as we keep going here. Here. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.